gentlemen, it's Tuesday, 7 o'clock, and you know what's in store for us. And it's 3 games of Baltic Masters. We're going to see some awesome League of Legends, I think, because we have those teams. You already know their names. You'll see how will they perform tonight in their matchups. My name is Minja, and I will be your host tonight. And with me, joining the studio, of course, there are Michko and Saina. Guys, how do you feel tonight? Is it like, what was the atmosphere? Are you really expecting a lot of different play styles? You think we're gonna see something since this is a 5th round? There's not a lot left. You think we're gonna see something that we didn't see so far?
Well, today the first round robin is gonna be completed, so we will have probably an only undefeated team on the table, or maybe if we see some surprises, maybe a two-way tie in the first place, and also we have some roster changes in the first game, so maybe some different play styles will be coming from the side of Iron Wolves.
Iron Wolves, yeah. Let's go ahead and see what games will we be seeing tonight. What 3 games are on the schedule? Iron Wolves versus Just for Fun, as Michko said. It's Team Infamous and Iron Wolves. Then we're gonna see Kenty and Estonian Vipers, and last but not least, Just for Fun and 5 Kings. Maybe, Saina, would you say the last match is maybe the most exciting one? Or with the roster changes, the Iron Wolves could give us the exciting game?
I'm kind of fanboy for Iron Wolves here, so I'm just going to say game number 1 is going to be the most fun. I mean, hey, I liked them. They got a new, they actually got an AD carry. So we're going to see if the rest of the team still goes with, fun drafts, Vayne mid, stuff like that. Or they say, okay, no, we have an AD carry now. And now we just draft default and we're going to play like that.
Yeah, okay, we will, when we go into the lineups, we're gonna explain what happened with Iron Wolves. We're gonna go and see the scoreboard, to see the standings. Where are the teams right now? Do they need wins? How many wins do they need to go up or down on the ladder board? Here, 5 Kings, that first team that's undefeated here, Michko mentioned them. Then we have Just for Fun, that's 3-1, Iron Wolves 2-2, Estonian Vipers 2 wins and 2 defeats, Team Infamous 1-3, and Kenty 0-4, just as 5 Kings, but reverse the 5 Kings and you get Kenty. Do you think that this, right now, since we are on the 5th round and we are on half of our journey of Baltic Masters, do you think there's going to be a lot of shifts here, or you think that the upper bracket is pretty much defined?
Well, if we look at the scoreboards and if every favorite team wins today, we will have probably first 4 and then the other 2 that will lack 2 or 3 wins to enter the playoffs. So if no surprises happen today, definitely we will see a clear standings, and also maybe if the surprise happens in the 3rd game, then we will see the two-way tie in the first place, and also if by some chance 5 Kings defeat Just for Fun, maybe it is expected to be done, then we can probably see also a 3-way tie in the 2nd place, which will be also very interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see in the half points to see a 3-way tie. We'll go ahead and see what are the lineups of these first teams that will be joining the Summoner's Rift. Team Infamous, Blind Boy, Chaffilol, Slowla, Mr. Freezed, and Dingo. And on the side of Iron Wolves, Deathron, and I think this is the change, right? Oh no, Agentas played. And then we get Saulius, Yashiro, and Javielis as the last one. We talked about this, that they have something new. Is that the top laner, the Agentas?
No, okay, so basically what happened is Agentas used to be their carry. He played the carry position. He moved over to the jungle, and Yashiro actually came over from EBL. Yeah, he's familiar too, because we were just casting him like a couple of weeks ago, but he came over from EBL and now he's playing DD carry. So they benched their original jungler, and they did the roster swap plus an addition, and now, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad Agentas is still there, because he did a good job. I mean, he's not an AD carry, and he actually showed up pretty decently, played some weird picks, actually made them work. So I'm honestly happy he's still in the team, and now we're gonna see him in his natural habitat, the jungle. So we're gonna maybe see even some of those picks that you saw bot lane, like Atalia, potentially being played there.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, how would it feel for the team? I mean, even against us, you played good, not on your role, and to be kicked out of the team, I think that wouldn't be even fair for him and for his team.
Well, yeah, it would be unfair for him to be kicked because they found the substitution, but also Yashiro is someone that has been kind of proven in the Baltics region. He is from Lithuania, so he will fit perfectly into this team. He's also an AD carry main. He did have some good plays on that Ezreal during his time in the EBL, and judging by the drafts in the Baltic Masters in the past 2 weeks, every single game had the Ezreal. So I'm hoping that will work out for him as well.
Does this like make like games to be boring? Because now we're gonna have a relay carry.
No. I think Baltic Masters is anything but boring. The drafts here are super random. Like they first pick Talia, and it makes sense. So I think far from.
You think we're still staying on that roller coaster of excitement?
Well, yeah, they will have some traditional picks in the bot lane, but maybe Saulus will get a chance to play LeBlanc, play Ari, play something that is not usual in the mid lane. So maybe also, we did see that Vayne, which is completely unusual in the mid, but since they didn't have an AD carry, he had to play the Vayne in the mid. Now that they have an AD carry on the bot lane, he can play something else rather different in that mid lane as well. And also Infamous didn't show up that well. The only win they got was against Kenty, which is
everybody beat Kenty. So.
I think this will be an easy win for Iron Wolves.
So I don't have to ask for the vote because you just gave it to me, and Saina, you're sticking with Michko. Iron Wolves all the way.
Wolves, yeah.
Now with the roster changes and everything, I think we're gonna see a fun game here, not least. Let's go and see how you voted on Instagram profile. Go to the Baltic Masters and vote for your favorite team. Iron Wolves have 76% here, and Team Infamous have only 23. People still believe that Infamous can show up, but we'll still see if they can do it. Even with Iron Wolves, I think they got a plus here, not a not a downgrade, but a level up.
For sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was our small introduction for this first game. We're gonna see how can Infamous, or can they even handle the Iron Wolves with all the roster changes? Stay tuned, we're going into the Champion Select.
We are back, jumping into game number 1, and I'm pretty sure we have a very fun draft here for us, Michko. Now, we do expect a traditional AD carry, but what is Saulus going to play? What assassin is he going to pull out?
Ooh, I'm not really sure what, because Lola mostly played Corki, so if he wants to counterpick the Corki, he wants to play Cassio, but that's not something that fits Saulus that well. He's used to stomping lane, not scaling that good, and I mean, we did see some pretty good Vayne and Azir from his side, so maybe he can go for the scaling picks, but also I really want to see the Ari, I want to see the LeBlanc, I want to see something that can stomp the lane in the laning phase, and also with Yashiro, probably he will be playing Ezreal unless it gets banned, because every single game in EBL he did play that Ezreal, so if the pick doesn't get banned, it will definitely be locked for him, and also Ezreal in the Baltic Masters he has a pretty good win ratio.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, even looking at solo queue numbers, both sides, we see some Twitch, we see some Ashe next to, of course, Ezreal and the Aphelios, and other than that, mages still work pretty well. even a Karthus bot works now, and it works pretty well, especially after the buffs. In my defense, of course, he did get a little bit more base damage, a little bit more scaling, a little bit less damage in the jungle, so he can still work in the jungle, but he can also work in the bot lane. Syndra, of course, being one of those go-to picks if you're stuck bot and you have no AD carries to pick, so I still think there's a possibility of some ages being picked. But I would honestly like seeing Twitch. I feel like Twitch is one of those carries that it's always fun to watch. And if he gets like literally 2 items, you get more mana, you get that Hurricane, you will be deleting people, especially in the meta such as this where I feel like tanks are not played as often, and Twitch one-shots anything that's not a tank.
Well, I also like Cassio bot lane as a mid pick, because if you find enough CC as Leona, Alistar, Thresh, Nautilus, she can like melt everybody down. Enough CC for her to hit the Miasma. After the Miasma hits, the Q will hit as well, and then you can also, you only have one job, and that's press C until the target is dead. So it looks pretty easy for her to be played in a bot lane, but also as Yashiro, he didn't play that much mages as an AD carry player, so I'm pretty sure that we will see the Ezreal, maybe something else besides the pick if it gets banned. But also his Ezreal looked pretty good besides that one mistake. I can't really remember the team against which he played it, but his Ezreal was pretty clean, and then he made one positioning mistake, died, and the enemy team ended the game. At that point it was like 40-45 minute mark, so he didn't have a really slow, he didn't have a fast respawn timer, and also his teammates wasn't able to actually defend the Nexus from 5 fully scaled guys. So maybe the Ezreal performance can look pretty better today. I'm hoping we will see something like that as well, and also what we will see from Chaveles. I mean, he did have a really shaky Morgana game last week with not a single bind being led in the laning phase. Some of them even missed from like phase point range, which is something that really got me tilted. But maybe if they play that Ezreal, they can go for the Karma, they can go for the Yuumi, something that is not that much skill shot reliable as Morgana is, so maybe it can be a good option for the side of Iron Wolves. We will see the Jax getting banged. Dithron did carry one game on that Jax by constantly split pushing and got Iron Wolves the first victory, so I think that it is a pretty good ban from the side of Big Famous.
Yeah, Dithron, we saw he plays quite a lot of Gangplank as well, so that's something that might be either banned out or just picked, and we actually see potentially, yeah, the Terry getting removed as well. Now, I'm kind of curious whether is it just for the bot side or maybe they want to funnel with Salu saying, give me Master E, trust me, I got this. Works in solo queue, so why wouldn't it work here? Either way, Karthus is gonna get removed. You mentioned that's something that can be used in the jungle, in bot lane as well, maybe even in the mid lane. Graves removed as well as that Karma. Now, a lot of good picks are open, and we're gonna see who is gonna be that first pick for Infamous, and I guess it's gonna be the Ezreal or the Senna. Senna has been, she's actually getting played more and more now with that Grasp and the slow build again with the Soraka bot lane. Senna Soraka bot lane, you just cannot do anything about it, but I feel like Kalista would be weird, Kog'Maw would be much better, or just lock in the Ezreal and
go back to Kog'Maw!
Safe pick.
Bro, please go back to Kog'Maw. I want to see the playing again. I mean, for the Baltic Masters, Ezreal has been like the most logged first pick in this season so far, but I want to see the Kog'Maw being played. So far, not gonna be locked yet, and also Saulius doesn't really look a guy that plays Kog'Maw. I mean, he did play the Azir, he did play some Corki matches as well during the last season, so maybe he can go for the Kog'Maw, but also as he wants to stop the lane, I'm really not sure if he will go for that pick. And now we have to see what Iron Wolves have prepared for the Ezreal counter pick. I mean, so far in the Baltic Masters, every time a team picks the Ezreal, on the other side we see the Kai'Sa as a counter pick, so maybe that can be a lock for the Yashiro, but also I really haven't seen Yashiro play like anything beside the Ezreal, so I'm not really sure what he has prepared for this match, and Aphelios definitely is a good pick. Not that good against Ezreal in the laning phase, but the scaling is pretty good, and also with the Lulu, it will be a monstrous AD carry in the late game.
Yeah, I just feel like they should have waited. I feel like they had a perfect opportunity to just do a support trap in the sense of you don't pick your support here, you let them pick, and if they go Ezreal Lulu, you go Aphelios Nautilus and you demolish that bot lane. If they go Yuumi, you go Aphelios Lulu. So either way, what Iron Wolves could have done is just third pick their support and then just ban 2 supports if Infamous doesn't pick them. Like this, you're giving them the whole matchup to choose from. And again, it wouldn't be too bad if Ezreal and Lulu got picked together. Ezreal is key with Lulu, but it's not the best thing ever, and if you again have the Aphelios along with the Nautilus, you should be able to stomp that bot lane. So I feel like maybe a little bit of a strange start to the draft, but I just want to secure that hyper scaling. I feel like with this they could use one more frontliner, but now they need that magic damage. They desperately need it, most likely in the mid lane, and I feel like now if Saulius picks maybe the LeBlanc, they might not have enough damage, magic damage, to kill everybody on the enemy team. So I'm kind of curious what he's going to go for, but most likely something hyper carry-ish, such as the Corki, maybe the Azir, or even the Orianna if he feels like playing it.
Well, yeah, Orianna can work pretty good with Olaf. Give him the ball, give him the bonus movement speed, and when he's in the enemy backline, just press the R, hit the shock. LeBlanc will definitely not be played. I'm kind of sad about it, but also Olaf against Volibear, against Nautilus, a lot of CC exists on the side of Infamous, at least so far. But Olaf can counterpick that very well, and now they can go for maybe top lane, mid lane, or mid lane jungle matchups that maybe they will look for less CC because of that Olaf, but now they have the Camille, and Volibear definitely will not go top lane. I mean, I don't expect it to go top lane because of that Camille. Kled can be a pretty good counterpick, and Kog'Maw, yes, we can see the Kog'Maw, yeah, but the problem is he's playing against Saulius,
exactly.
And he did lock that main in the last week against the Kog'Maw to counterpick it in the mid lane. I just got the spoiler that this Nunu will not be locked.
No.
Well, I mean, they do have the Kog'Maw, so even if that Nunu did get picked, it will go in the jungle or in the top lane, so definitely not something that I want to watch. I want to see it in the mid lane. Listen to me carefully, lock it, please. But Taliyah, a good option for the mid lane or for the jungle. But the problem is the amount of CC that exists in the mid lane as well. On the bottom top, yeah, stun from Volibear, CC lock from the Nautilus, Taliyah hits the whole combo. That's probably gonna be a kill in the mid lane, not that easily. But if Saulius goes for something like Vayne, that can be easily gankable, and even without the Kog'Maw crowd control, Taliyah can hit everything. But also Kog'Maw does have a good amount of slow if he hits the E, so Taliyah can hit the full combo, and we will see Galio from Saulius. I'm not like that satisfied about it, because Galio is not that burst machine mage that you usually see being played in the mid lane. If you want to like destroy the enemy team with magic damage, you usually don't go for the Galio. But Galio Camille is a good combo. He does deal a fair amount of magic damage, and also he does have the magic damage shield against the Taliyah and Kog'Maw. So it is a fair counter pick for the draft that Infamous has, but definitely not something that I wanted to see on being played on Saulius.
Well, the way I see it, Iron Wolves had 2 options in the final phase of the draft. It was either to go for Shen Rise, because again, Shen shielding the Olaf running into the Taliyah. Taliyah cannot survive that, so having that Shen Rise to dive the backline, and again having that scaling from the Rise to carry them through is not too bad. The alternative was exactly what we saw, going for the Camille and for the Galio, for the simple reason of, again, Olaf can run in, Camille can just hook shot in, you're gonna get the Galio ult, meanwhile you have the Aphelios just sitting back, shooting from his guns, and just doing so much damage. So I feel like Iron Wolves have a very good approach to this. Now you're saying, yeah, Galio doesn't do too much magic damage. If you're Saulius and if you first buy Magi's, you might do some good damage. So I'm just saying, if he gets a couple of kills, I believe we're gonna see a full. I would love to see a full AP Galio.
Well, we usually do see the full AP Galio, if I'm not wrong.
Every
single time Galio has been picked in like the last few months, it has been the full AP Galio with the Proto Belt. After that, he goes for the Liandry's Tournament. After which he goes for the Banshee's Veil or the Rabadon Deathcap. So basically it is a full AP Galio, but the problem is that he doesn't have like that much of damage. If we like compare it to the Azir, to the LeBlanc or something else, he usually wants to hit only his Q and maybe Proto Belt auto attack after that. But Saulius does have the spellbook, so no bonus damage from his runes, but definitely he can use it with the summoner spell change. If he goes for the Ignite, Slola can die pretty easily. If he goes for the Heal, Barrier, Cleanse, he can survive potential ganks from Chaffee in this game. And also Slola, he was playing Corki mostly every game. So the first time that Corki wasn't played in the mid lane for Infamous, if I'm correct, he was playing the Orianna that died like 4 or 5 times against 5 kings. So now he's playing basically the same thing as Orianna. Kog'Maw doesn't have a single escape tool, maybe like even less than Orianna. Orianna does have the bonus movement speed with the command distance. Kog'Maw doesn't have any besides the slow from his E, so it can be pretty easy to gank him, though he does have a problem. Iron Wolves do have a problem that Olaf doesn't have enough CC to lock him, but that's why this Galio was picked for Saulius. He does have the knockup, does have the taunt, afterwards he has the slow. Also Agentus with the X resets can apply the slow constantly, and that's why Slola has Flash and Cleanse. If those get burned down pretty easily, then for the next few minutes Iron Wolves can always take the kill in the mid lane. Chaffee will start from the red buff. Agentus will take the blues. I'm not really sure for the Olaf how good for him is to take the blue buff. I mean, he does need enough mana, but also red buff can be pretty good on him, although red buff is giving a lot of healing, so if he doesn't take the red buff, no healing for him, which means he will be pretty low on HP, which means that, as we can see, the passive can work pretty good for his jungle clearing. Anyways, as Olaf, he definitely will not invade the enemy jungle, and he will be probably AFK farming until he decides to gank one lane.
Yeah, Olaf often does a full clear, so he's gonna try to grab everything here. Oh, Dingo is gonna go for the hook here. He's gonna connect onto Yashiro, and can he actually live here? The Ignite will hit, but Freeze actually going a little bit more aggressive, and the damage is gonna turn. Yashiro needs to right-click once, and it's not gonna be enough. The potion ticked way too long. He just gave Mr. Freeze more than enough health back.
But if he legit attacked instantly after the Q landed,
he had a ward as well.
But it doesn't matter. If he hit the auto attack instantly after the Q landed, Lulu could have flashed auto on Mr. Freeze and he would die. This way Yashiro waited for the Ignite to wear off, then used the auto attack, and Mr. Freeze survived. It was a good idea for Infamous, hit level 2, gank attack bot lane, but the problem was that Lulu got level 2 as well as that Aphelios right after Nautilus and Ezreal, so Chavelis did have a chance to use the polymorph on the Ezreal, so Mr. Freeze did not do enough damage, and the only guy attacking Yashiro at this point was the Nautilus, and at level 2 there's no much damage on the tank for the Infamous. Lola procs the phase rush, hits a few other attacks on the Saulius, and yeah, the W can do some more damage for the Galio. Still not enough for him to get killed. Yashiro, now this is an easy duel in the bot lane. Yashiro does have the flash. He needs one more attack. Mr. Freeze will not die. And now Chaffee and Dingo can secure this first blood. Flash coming in from Dingo to secure one more crowd control on this Lulu. Can he sidestep the Dreadland? He will not even try to use it. Dingo will not secure the second kill for his team, but first blood is going into hands of Infamous. Chaffee found the perfect gank, and now why Chavel is even going back here? He wanted to kill Mr. Freeze because Olaf was coming from behind. He was expecting to survive long enough for Agentus to take both kills, and maybe even if Lulu died there, Agentus would take the double kill. So not a good sacrifice here for Chaveles, since Agentus didn't even try.
That was quite unfortunate here on the bot side of Iron Wolves. Lulu tanking that dredge line, and after that, again, the chances of leaving are quite low. Camille trading with the Volibear. Blind Boy wants to go back and do some more damage. He is a level down, but still winning on those trades. Shown as we see, throwing the W, getting some more health back. Let's see what he can do. Connects the hook shot as well, but he doesn't want to carry on. For the simple purpose of Volibear. Again, having that shield, having the W sustain. Does not want to risk it. Meanwhile, Chav is showing up top. So he's going to force the flash right away. Flash for flash here on the top lane, and right now, Agentus is not finding enough, I have to admit. He is the same level as Talia, but he needs to find something in the jungle, and I think that something might be Chaffee. However, the rotation does come in. Saulius here, should be good enough to pick up the kill. Olaf flashes, Chaffee has nothing. Dingo did rotate from the bot side of the map. Can they actually kill Chaffee here? Agentas is gonna show the X, but this is gonna be so close, and Saulius is gonna get one, but then he gets taken out as well.
This was pretty close. I mean, he did land the Justice Punch on this Talia, got one kill. He was traded back by this Kog'Maw, and also Agentas did not have enough mana to actually try and fight here. Also, they were outnumbered with Dingo being there. Not really a good idea for Saulius to actually try and fight there. Besides, he already used the TP, so now he has to run from the base. Blind Boy gonna get hit by the hook shot, and I'm not really sure why Volibear even stayed here this front, taking a pretty easy kill. He got the Shin as the first buy, so it means bonus damage for him after using a skill. So TP into tactical sweep out attack. After that, hook shot out attack, Q out attack, and this one did a lot of damage. Also, Blind Boy was at like 50% HP and mana after that flash burn on the Camille, so Blind Boy did make a mistake here, and now Camille does have a gold advantage against this Volibear. He will get the Chain Vest as his first buy. I'm not really sure. Yeah, definitely not enough against the Camille. This one does have the Sheen, so bonus damage will be there no matter what. Infamous' top laner buys as his first item, and also Doran's shield into Doran's ring does have some amount of defensive stats. Saulius does hit the full combo, slow loss, not enough damage to actually kill him, but now Chaffee is coming here, and this Kog'Maw ulti will take the kill. Chaffee did help a little with that Q hits, applies some damage, applies the slow, and Slow can take the kill, but Saulius was a little bit too optimistic here. I mean, with 2 Amplifying Tomes and Dark Seal, I'm not really sure if there was enough damage to actually kill the Kog'Maw. Agentas thinking about ganking the bot lane, but the problem is that they do not have enough CC as Aphelios and this Lulu. If he hits the X, something can happen. Agentas did hit the first one, he will hit the second one. Dingo, no matter the aftershock, he will die. Definitely, and now Chaffee with 40% mana and 3 guys on the side of Iron Wolves on the bot lane. Definitely not a good idea to actually try and take a kill there. But with Nautilus not being on the bot side, it means that first Drake can be taken this round. Managed to find the Hashtag ultimatum on the Blind Boy, but he has to be careful. No HP on this Camille, as well as life steal, so no being able for him to survive against the Blind Boy. Volibear still had the ultimate, which was hard for Camille to actually fight with him. Saulius again finds the full combo, takes down like 50-40% HP from the Kog'Maw, but with Olaf not being present there, definitely not a chance for him to take the kill, and every single time he loses the trade. Yashiro is level 6 as well as this Lulu. I mean, Lulu is level 5, so no wild growth from Chaviles at this point, but also Nautilus with level 5 can only one CC that can actually prevent Yashiro from out-attacking. Yeah. And now, here comes Saulius. He will land the knockup, forcing Dingo to use the stopwatch. I mean, he will be dead anyway, and maybe the stopwatch could have been saved for some later moments of the game. Anyways, Yashiro getting the second kill in this game, and Aphelios will start to look pretty good for Iron Wolves, also with Lul recalling. I'm really looking forward to that Ardent Sensor. First buy boots, and after that nothing for Chaviles. So Forbidden Idol should be something that he already has, but he decided to go for the Ionian boots and Amplifying Tom. A little bit more damage for the Lulu, and also CDR to use the spells more frequently. Not a good buy for Chaviles, since he will need a lot of gold to buy the Ardent Sensor, but okay, he already got. If he opted for the Forbidden Idol, he will definitely get the cooldown reduction, which he got by the boots. Also, if he goes for the Adder Wisp, he will get some AP, and he already has that with Amplifying Tom. Saulius doesn't have the flash, or maybe he can be in some problems here in the mid lane.
Saulius?
Yeah, that was pretty risky, but Kog'Maw will not land the lethal artillery there. Yashiro and Chaviles did rotate to the top lane. They want to fight for the Herald, since Agentas already took the first Drake, and that Ocean will be in the hands of Iron Wolves, and the second Drake on this game will be the Cloud, so Mountain or Infernal will be the soul for this best of one duel. Agentas, he will clear the control ward, but he doesn't have any vision on this Herald, and even if he wanted to contest, nothing would have happened. So Infamous does have the first Herald in their hands, and probably it will be used in the mid or maybe bot lane. Mostly because Kog'Maw and Volibear did a fair amount of pushing. But Talia, Chaffee is trying to set up a play here with the Weaver's Wall, flashing over the wall to try and catch up Saulius. Saulius does not have the Aftershock, with the Spellbook being his choice for the Keystone Rune. Slola will get another kill, and that's a killing spree. Kog'Maw, Yashiro lands an ultimate and a fair amount of shurikens. Is it too early to make a 200 years meme?
No.
Because it's like a 1 BF sort of Philios managing to like burst down 50% HP Ezreal with only one QR combo. Looks pretty scary, and he hasn't like completed even his first item yet.
Yeah, we see Agentas here thinking about diving Chaffee, though he does have to be pretty decisive. As well, lose too much health. Camille going back is gonna mean that the dive will not happen. Agentas going back into his own jungle, but yeah, so far, Iron Wolves, I feel like they should try to be a little bit more proactive on the map, considering they have that Galio, and the one thing Galio has on Kog'Maw is that roaming. Clearly, he cannot all-in him, he cannot one-shot him, so it doesn't matter if he gets him down to 30%, if you have no damage to finish the kill off, Slola can just turn around and do so much damage, so they need to be constantly moving around the map, trying to abuse the fact they have the Galio-Camille combo, and just constantly catch people off guard. Saulius does have to be careful here. Take a little bit of damage, but mostly gonna go into his magic damage shield. Iron Wolves showing Shelly in the mid lane. Chaffee trying to zone Agentas here. Agentas will most likely just ult here and try to get the kill. Chaffee, as said, Talia into Olaf, not gonna have a good time.
Now, let's see working slowly with this Kog'Maw. He will get taunted by the Saulius, and now Chavelis is not attacked also as Agentas. Agentas does have a fair amount of killing, and this Olaf hasn't died yet. Now he comes to this one with the TP, and Camille can burst down everybody. To the death timer, Saulius will land the knock upon this. Kog'Maw also managed to find the taunt. Slola will try and kill down the Saulius with the Kog'Maw ulti, but not a single one. Kog'Maw ulti will hit on this Galio. Saulius will definitely not survive here against Slola's passive, but it is one kill more for the side of Iron Wolves. 4 for 3. Not really that bad, but the main problem from this fight is that they actually don't have a single objective to take from this fight. Yashiro did get some more kills, so now he has 4, 1, and 3. With the BF Sword and pickaxe being completed in his inventory, he can probably look for a few more CS, recall to get an Infinity Edge, and then Aphelios with Lulu can work pretty good. Like when Chavelis completes the Ardent Sensor and maxes his W completely, Yashiro doesn't need Runa's Hurricane. He will have enough attack speed to kill everybody on the side of Infamous, but also no bonus crit chance or the damage on other players from the side of Infamous. But he does have a fair amount of damage so far, and Ezreal does have the complete mana immune. He still doesn't have the stacked tier. I mean, it's a 30-minute game so far, so not expected for him to actually have it stacked at this point. Still, I'll give him like 5 to 7 minutes for it to be completed, and then we can see what Mr. Freeze can do in this game with the stacked tier on the Ezreal. Yashiro still not recalling for the Infinity Edge, probably doesn't have enough gold for it, or maybe waits. Yeah, he does have 1600 gold at this point, so Infinity Edge will be completed, but he's waiting to farm up a little bit more, maybe to get a complete Zeal or a second Cloak of Agility, and also I'm getting information Ezreal has 300 stacks so far, so halfway there, but I'll give him, as I said, 5 to 7 minutes for it to be completed. Saulius wants to clear the wards, but Slola will poke him a little bit. He will lose half of his HP, but he has to be careful. Chaffee is ganking mid lane again. Kog'Maw doesn't have Relic Crystal Scepter at this point, so no slows being applied from the Kog'Maw. And now Saulius finds this recall, but he will get the items. Slola did find the first turret, which means bonus gold for Infamous's mid laner, Agentas. Coming top lane now. Let's see what they can do. Blindbush wants to ward the Tribush, and he will be hit by this axe. And this one, he didn't find the flash over the wall because he has the hookshot, and Chaffee on the wrong side of this wall. Blindbush will definitely get killed, and now Chaffee has to run for his life, although he does have the bot lane coming to the top. But here comes the Lulu from the other side. Dingo has to find the hook on this Lulu. Will not happen. Aviles managed to find the escape fast enough, but in Famous they did lose the top lane. They did get the bot lane turret, so they do find a pretty equal amount of global gold so far, with 2 turrets ahead.
Yeah, so far I feel like Kog'Maw has too much of a free early game, and now being level 11, almost having 2 items, it's going to be quite difficult to get actually into the backline and kill him. Camille is going to be focused primarily on finishing her damage items before she goes into some form of magic resist, and it's a little bit scary in case he's going in. Of course, Chaffee, if he's a legend at this game, he can just interrupt the hookshot as well, but still, even if Camille gets into the backline, I'm afraid that she's just going to get one-shotted. Kog'Maw being very strong right now. Still, again, only having 1 item. We're going to see what they can do here. Starting up that Rift Herald, but honestly, it's so hard. It's hard doing Rift Herald when you have a Kog'Maw just constantly spamming that living artillery. Shown going back. He's 303 and he still cannot touch Volibear, which, you know, says a lot about this matchup.
Yeah, it's mega busted. I mean, he only has the Sunfur Cape and he still does enough damage against the Camille to actually kill her 1v1. Blind Boy doesn't have the ultimate, so probably will not see the dive on the bot lane, but the Throne does attack him. He does have the physical damage shield, and now here comes the Saulius with the Galley ultimate taunt into knockup, and the Throne with his mid laner do take the kill on the bottom lane. Although we see 4 people from the side of Famous attacking this Herald, that there will not be contest from the Iron Wolves. Now here comes the Saulius STP, but it's too late. They already did get the objective. Saulius flashing to 3-man taunt. He will force the cleanse from Slola, but Chaffee and Dingo can be dead here if Agantas finds another X. He will not use it, but Kog'Maw and Freeze do poke enough against the Iron Wolves, which means that Mr. Freeze will get his first kill of the game. Agantas did die. He didn't find Chaffee in this situation, and Infamous does get 1 kill more than Iron Wolves, and also they did find the Herald. They can be satisfied with this trade, and also Iron Wolves a little satisfaction from this fight will be the 2 turrets being taken in the top and in the bottom lane, which gives them around 1,500 gold lead so far. Nothing special, but okay, they do have a 7-kill participation Camille with a 7-kill participation Aphelios. 2 champions that will look pretty nasty in the later stages of the game. So Iron Wolves really do not have to rush things so far, and also first Mountain Drake is appearing, but even if they let it go, Infamous will only pick up the first Dragon Soul point. Iron Wolves really didn't have a reason to actually try and contest there. They will probably lose a fight and also lose the Drake. Not worth it. And it doesn't cost them anything to actually give it away.
Yeah, still Kog'Maw's damage is ridiculous there, and he has yet to actually complete even his boots. He has 2 items, so he's getting there, most certainly, but we're just gonna see this damage escalate significantly going into the mid to late game. Slola, bit unfortunate with that blue buff already setting, but still doesn't really matter for him. 570 magic damage, of course. Blue buff having that negative MR, so a little bit easier to kill with spells. Slola will tank up the Q, I believe, from the Aphelios. No, he actually didn't lose any health, so everything connected. Still, Iron Wolves, they have more kills, they have 2 Drakes, but they need to find a way to get into the backline, because 4 more levels and Kog'Maw will hit them, and they're not even gonna see where he's shooting them from. So we're gonna see what their plan is. Blind Boy here on the bot side of the map, having no magic resist to Saulius, thinking that's a fight he could maybe take, but again, I don't feel like he should be able to kill the Volibear, especially not with that Zonia second item. He doesn't have that much AP. Mary Boots as well won't do all that much. So right now, I feel like Infamous actually is in a better spot, honestly, as weird as that sounds. Again, having that free scaling Kog'Maw is going to be so good for them. Shiro is going to have to do so much work right now. However, we do see that DPS with the Ardent Sensor, with the Infinity Edge, with the Runner's Hurricane. Just being on point. Kalio's still running around Camille. They want to use the combo, but again, you're going to use it on a Volibear who is alone. There's no Drake, there's nothing. So they have to be careful. Shafi. Let's see what he can do here. Just cleaning out that mid-wave. We might see a fight, but again, since there's no objective up, I feel like Infamous doesn't really have to fight. They can just wait and scale. And be pretty happy with waiting for that level 16 on the Kog'Maw. Blind Boy, we'll see if he can actually die from an all-in, but Camille certainly thinks so.
Yeah, Camille Galio combo will definitely kill Blind Boy unless he finds a perfect ultimate. He managed to escape for a little moment, but Dethrone will definitely get a kill here unless Blind Boy manages to find the perfect escape. Chaffee now
no mana.
Real low on mana, he can be killed completely easily. Saulius does have the barrier and the stopwatch will be used, but still Dethrone and Saulius do enough damage for them to take 2 kills. Lola will find a Gentas in the mid lane with a Kog'Maw poke. I'm not really sure how Olaf died against one Kog'Maw, but okay. Still, 2 for 1 in favor of Iron Wolves, and they can take the bot lane turret, but Infamous can legit do nothing in the mid lane so far. Yashiro with Infinity Edge Rune's Hurricane clears this wave so fast that Infamous cannot push the mid lane, but Camille stays on the bot lane. She will take down the turret. Blind Boy just came from the death timer. Chaffee still isn't alive. No inhibitor for Iron Wolves, but with the inhibitor on the bot lane being completely open and they only need one split from this one to actually take it, it's not a big problem for them. Saulius, 3-4-5 Galio. Nothing special, but with the Zonias and the Protobell being completed, he does a pretty good amount of damage. And also with the support on this Camille can work out pretty well. Another Drake is gonna spawn in 1 minute. Baron is still up for somebody to take. But so far we're not seeing any setups being made around the Baron. Saulius is going top lane. Dethrone gonna be in the bot lane. And the Galio does have his TP, which means Saulius can remain in the top lane. TP to bot for the Drake. But the rotation has already started. Dethrone used the only control what he had for this Dragon Pit. It probably will be cleared out like immediately. So Chaffee actually stepped in to the Dragon Pit right now. Yashiro has the lifesteal pistol, but is pretty low on ammo for it, so let's see what they can do. Saviel is already down to 50% HP. Wild Growth use on this Lulu, but Yashiro does a lot of damage. Flashes forward, gonna get hit with it Exhaust, which is a pretty nasty for him. He will be taken down with the Slola, and now Saulius and Gentas cannot do much. Camille is coming from behind, everybody is low, which looks as a perfect opportunity for Dethrone to actually take all the kills. He will get CC locked. Also Chaffee finds a good seismic shove to actually disengage from this Camille, and Saulius wants to find the Q on the Slola and the Chaffee. He will not find a good taunt as well, which means the Camille will be the only remaining person in the Iron Wolves team. Blind Boy, Chaffee and Slola do have enough damage for this Mountain Drake. It also Smite is up, which means that this one will probably not contest this very well. Flash on cooldown, he has the ultimatum as well. He needs to fight 1v2 as the Camille. He wants to fight with Blind Boy now. He has the physical damage shield against the Blind Boy. Chaffee gonna use... Okay. Honestly, this one used the hookshot in the pit. Chaffee would be forced to flash away. It could have been the small victory from the Dethrone, but Infamous ties up the Dragon result so far. 2-2 for both teams. But Infamous is a little bit more tanky with those 2 Mountain Drakes.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, Infamous, I feel like they do have the scaling. They have, that level 16 Kog'Maw soon enough. The only problem, again, is Chaffee in the late game, not really having that many defensive options, especially not against the Olaf, potentially the Galio-Camille combo coming up on top. Basically, Iron Wolves, they have to decide who they're going on. I feel like Slola should be their priority target still. I feel like you should just throw everything on the Kog'Maw because, again, he's getting so much free room in fights. Nobody is touching him. He's just sitting back, shooting that ultimate and dealing an insane amount of damage from the backline. Talia is strong, sure, but again, if she can't seismic shove into the unraveled dirt. Especially on the Olaf, it will not be that much damage. 1-3-10 on the Talia, 8-1-4 on the Kog'Maw is going to secure an insane amount of damage here coming out of Slola. Death cap almost done as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Saulius does have the Zonia. He will have the death cap too, but just not quite as soon as Kog'Maw. And I feel like Infamous now should be, well, first of all, they have to fight for vision. I feel like they're pretty strong in fights, but they're pretty blind on the map. There's so many control wards being placed out by Iron Wolves that Infamous is simply not contesting. Saulius is just walking into their jungle, setting up a control in a position where it really shouldn't be allowed to stay there by Infamous. So we're going to see how they're going to react to that. But so far, they're sending Ezreal topside. And this is very dangerous because at any point, if he gets caught out of position, that's going to be a Baron. 1 kill now, 26 minutes. Both teams have a pretty easy Baron, and they at least have people to tank it, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think they're already setting up for Baron. They're saying if they go on Camille, we're just gonna do Baron. However, Joe and Saulius. And now we see Infamous, since they have no vision, they can't face check any brush, so by the time it takes them to get to the red buff, it's already gone. And again, that's gonna be a big problem for them, so they have to contest vision, else they're just gonna lose this game.
And this was a good opportunity for Iron Wolves to actually try and take the Baron with 4 guys on the Infamous side being on the bot lane to actually try and force Ditron not to get the inhibitor in the bot lane. Now he will engage on the Blind Boy. Also Saulius is there. No flash from the Galio. Came in pretty late. Blind Boy will get ignited. He will get killed by Saulius. Justice Punch. And now Iron Wolves can take the bot lane inhibitor. They will force some recalls from the side of Infamous, which means that Iron Wolves can also go and take the Baron. Yeah, both solo laners do not have TPs, so they will have to remain in the bot lane to actually force Infamous to stay in their base. If they try to contest Iron Wolves with the coming in immune wave, they can try and maybe take down 1 or 2 Nexus turrets. Yoshiro does it pretty fast with the Gentas, with Savieles, and the Chaffee will not take this. Also, the Trushal Barrage came in milliseconds late for the Baron fight, and Iron Wolves did exactly what they needed to do. No Nexus turrets being destroyed, but nobody cares since they have 5 guys with the Baron buff. This run will find Dance now that he completes his recall. Also Saulius very close to having the Rabadon's death cap. Agentas finished. Abyssal Mask. Adaptive Helm, pardon me. Definitely a good item against Kog'Maw and Talia as well. Good amount of magic resist, but Mr. Freeze can actually kill him pretty fast. Although Ezreal did go for the gauntlet, something we don't see that often being built on the Ezreal, and also against Olaf. It does provide some armor, but you will never slow Olaf with his Ragnarok being available. Yashiro, 3 items and 3 item Bloodthirster. I was expecting that a Death Dance because we usually see it on him, but Overkill plus the Bloodthirster, probably a Mountain Soul. Honestly, 50-60% HP shield is definitely something to have if you're playing Aphelios. Now, Dethrone trying to find Dingo here. He does proc the Aftershock, and now this is a good Rushabra coming in from Mr. Freeze. Agentas will take the kill on Dingo. Also, Saulius will be traded away. Nobody's so far attacking the carries on the side of Infamous, which means that Iron Wolves still have not won this fight. Dishon has to walk away. Savieles also can be some problems. Mr. Freeze lands a combo onto him. Yashiro at full HP so far. Olaf is pretty tanky, so this does look like an easy Drake for Iron Wolves. Let's see if Slola or Mr. Freeze can actually steal it away. That will not happen. Agentas did tank the Mr. shots from this Ezreal, and only Saulius died in this action. 2 for 1, and a Drake for Iron Wolves. In 5 minutes, they can try and contest the Mountain Soul.
Yeah, we're gonna see what they're gonna be able to do on the other side. Iron Wolves, if they can force a fight that's gonna be fast, I feel like it's gonna give less time for Kog'Maw and Ezreal to just keep poking away with their spells. Talia again not being as effective in an instant fight where she's facing people that can actually survive her combo. So I feel like as far as Iron Wolves go, maybe they should just try to set up another play, rotational play with the Galio and the Camille. Maybe go for 1 and then Galio just rotate in between mid and top wave. Meanwhile, Of course, super minions will be creating that pressure down in the bot lane. Crab is kind of full, not really going to do all that much. Minus give again to some mana back. But Iron Wolves, once again, I feel like they're playing that vision game so much better. If we can look at their support as well. Jimenez having significantly higher vision score on that Lulu. And yeah, so far they're doing pretty well. They're just waiting for bot to create pressure for Camille to push in. I feel like they should be in the wave instead of being in the jungle, but there's so much damage coming onto Chaffee here. I'm surprised the Shiro just didn't try to ult.
Well, yeah, I was expecting him to use his ultimate. Chaffee will probably be dead here. Now this round can fight with Blind Boy. He does have a Death Dance as well as Ravenous Hydra. A good amount of healing is being applied to this Camille, and Blind Boy with actually like 0 healing reduction cannot survive this pretty easily. Blind Boy does have the ultimate, but he's level 15, so not a perfect ultimate setup for him. Agentas and Xavier as well as Yashiro. Everybody will be on the other side of the wall. Small mistake coming from Chaffee. Not a good Weaver's Wall used there, and Saulius definitely wasn't in any problem. He does have the Zonians, does have the Proto Belt exhaust, so it would be pretty hard to catch him. But Blind Boy, this is a good amount of damage from Dethrone. He wants to try and kill this Blind Boy. He does do a pretty fair amount of damage. This will be the kill, and now if they can CC lock the Chaffee, that means Saulius can actually try and kill this Talia. That will not happen, but Iron Wolves does have 3 people with Baron buffs. I mean, a good minion wave to actually take the mid lane turret. Added the inhibitor as well. No minions, but Saulius, Yashiro and Savieles can do a pretty fair amount of damage onto this inhibitor. Agentas will be shifted down to the bot lane to secure the second inhibitor for his team. So far they still haven't found a single one, and so far it looks like that will be the outcome. At least now Yashiro, I like the shield, 50% HP only from shielding. And also if they get the Maunu Soul, that will be even more. Yashiro will take the inhibitor in the mid lane. Agentas probably will take down the one on the bot lane. And then the only remaining one will be on the top side of the map, which Dethrone actually started right now. Iron Wolves with 3 inhibitors being taken down in the base of Infamous. That looks pretty good. Yashiro, I was expecting a better ultimate to actually hit there after flash ulting, but he wanted to try and kill Slola there. But Dingo was the one tanking the Aphelios ultimate, which means Kog'Maw would not die. With 5 people being alive on the side of Infamous, Iron Wolves cannot finish the game at this point of the match, but also with 3 waves of super minions, that looks like an end in a few minutes.
Yeah, it seems like they're just gonna go pick up that Baron and then pretty much wrap up the game. Double super minions on each wave. Infamous. Again, Kog'Maw is pretty good for clearing super minions. Ezreal, not so much, especially not compared to traditional lady carries. Talia, again, not gonna be the greatest, and Infamous overall will have issues even without the Baron. But yeah, Iron Wolves, honestly, they can, as I was saying, they can just push without the Baron. They don't actually need that Baron buff to finish the game, but on the other side, I feel like it will help them out. In the sense of if they make a mistake, if they lose a fight in the enemy base, they can always just make sure that the enemies cannot grab that Baron. Okay. Honestly, Infamous, this is an all or nothing call. The game is going to be done. I don't think Volibear can even defend this on his own.
Yeah, Dethrone can finish the game himself, but this is a 4 against 4 situation, and Dethrone does have the TP as well as Saulius, but they were trying to backdoor the base of Infamous. They did find the Baron. They will slow down the Iron Wolves' fight in the Baron pit, but Blind Boy now is fighting 2 against 1. They did manage to destroy the both Nexus turrets, and now the super minions are coming to the base. Iron Wolves backdoor the Infamous base to take the win in this game.
Iron Wolves take the first win here. It seemed like Iron Wolves got definitely leveled up with this roster change. Team Infamous seemed to not have the game in their hands in, I think, any moment of this match. Of course, here I'm Michko and Saina to explain what happened here and why did Iron Wolves win here. Guys, we saw here that Iron Wolves, it seemed like this is what they needed, I would say, because we saw that bot lane that was normal bot lane, not something cheesy, something weird. Michko, how did Iron Wolves look now? What was their play? Did you like it with this lineup change?
Pretty good, actually. I mean, they still go for like the not that usual draft picks. I mean, Galio in the mid lane, Camille in the top lane, not something that we often get to see, but also this run did show a really good skill on the split pushing champions. So with the Jax being banned, Camille can be a good option for him. Also, Camille Galio, nasty combo, and we actually get to see that. I mean, they did take at least like 4 or 5 kills in this game with the Camille into Galio ult combo, and actually they won the game as well on that. Infamous, I mean, they did put up a fight. They kind of managed to stay in this game pretty long because of the really fat Kog'Maw, but Kog'Maw is not something that can actually work out pretty good against the split pushing. So he was forced to like poke Aphelios, poke Lulu, poke Olaf. On the other side of the map, Camille and Galio and are finishing the game, and Kog'Maw can absolutely do nothing about it. Yeah. So they did have a really big of a problem on that Volibear pick, and it's actually not the Volibear that's a problem, because Camille in the late game, nobody can stop her. So they were like forced to constantly have more than one guy on the side lane trying to fight off that Camille, and once Camille gets ahead, it usually ends up like this.
And Saina, would you say that if they've had something else other than Kog'Maw on that mid lane, do you think this would finish maybe not differently, but maybe Team Infamous would have more chance of winning this game?
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like Kog'Maw was one of the people that was the most fed on the Team Infamous. Yeah. So I just feel like their issue was they're not quite sure how to execute the comp they have picked. Because, okay, you have the Ezreal, you have the Kog'Maw, is the Volibear picked so you dive turrets, because that's the only thing I can see here. They don't really have that much of a disengage, because once again, if you're going for a poke comp, you need something to reset fights, and you're not going to find it in a Nautilus. Nautilus is an engager. If they had maybe a Trash, it would make a little bit more sense. You can lamp somebody out, you can place the box, you can place the flay, maybe even cancel again a hookshot or two. But like this, they didn't have an answer for anything. They couldn't disengage, they couldn't siege, they didn't dive, they had no answer to split push. So I feel like their picks were okay. I feel like individually as players, they performed pretty well. But once again, I feel like their understanding of this composition wasn't quite there, and maybe they just didn't scream enough, or maybe they were just surprised by this Camille. But I guess that's something we can ask the Camille player later as well.
Yep.
Overall, pretty fun game. The level of the game was decent, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out.
In Michko, that Baron play at the end of the game, where Team Infamous went for the Baron, even though their base was being pushed and their base was their base was wrecked, and the Nexus was the only thing that was left for 2 players to take it down. Do you think that was like the desperation play? That's what they went for, since they were like, okay guys, we're gonna lose this if we don't take the Baron?
Well, yeah, I can say that was a desperate play. I mean, they constantly try to fight Volibear and Camille 1v1, and you always know that Galio is somewhere in the range for Hero's Entrance. If he lands the Hero's Entrance, that will be a person getting knocked up by the Galio ult. Also, Camille does get a fair amount of damage reduction as well, which will make her a little bit harder to get killed. They tried to force the Baron, but they did not have any info on where the Galio was. He could have been with his team trying to contest the Baron. He could have been in the bot lane trying to end the game with Camille, and that was like a 50-50 chance they wanted to take, and we saw how it ended. Also, even if they didn't end up with the game being ended there, both Nexus turrets were destroyed, so
yeah, I was about to ask you guys.
They would just recall, buy items, go get the Mountain Soul, and then siege up with the super minions and end the game. So not really sure if they had any chances here, even though the Kog'Maw was pretty fed.
Yeah, that Baron wouldn't help Team Infamous that much, Saina, do you think?
Well, maybe. I'm not quite sure because I believe Talia was the one that got the Baron. So technically they could just turtle up in base and wait. But again, it's not going to happen because, as Michko said, there's too much damage. If you leave Camille at your turret, the turret will no longer be there. She just does too much.
Have a turret at the Baron.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. So I feel like, yeah, maybe if they survived enough, they could have sieged. You drop the soul, you still siege, then you wait. But then again, once the next Baron and the Elder comes, the game is most likely over. But yeah, overall, again, I feel like just... They just need to understand how to play the composition a little bit better.
Deathron was here in an MVP of this match, and we'll go and ask him about the Camille. Was that a surprise pick that they were preparing for this matchup? Deathron, congratulations on your victory here today.
Okay, thank you very much.
How do you feel after this victory? It was Team Infamous that only beaten Kenty. Did you go into this duel like a favorite team? Did you feel like a favorite team?
Well, I felt like it should have been easier, but it's nice to get to play a carry top laner and actually carry the game.
Yeah. And was that pick something that were you guys preparing as a surprise pick that they couldn't react on in time?
Well, I think everyone knows that I'm a carry top laner, and Camille is part of my champion pool, and I think it's very good into Volibear, so that's why I picked it.
And after these roster changes, I just wanted to ask you, what's the situation in the team? Do you guys feel more confident of taking and going into the playoffs? Now we see Agentas is playing his role. Yashiro came into your team and made that bot lane look like a real standard bot lane. We just saw Aphelios here being picked. How do you feel of team? Like, what's your motivation and ambition with this roster?
Well, I feel like we're way stronger than we were before, and we will prove it in the upcoming games. I'm looking at you, Five Kings.
Definitely, you have to take down the Kings if you want to stay on the top, right?
For sure.
Deathron, thanks for the interview. Have a good night.
Thanks. See ya.
That was Deathron. They're aiming for the Kings, it seems like it. Well, do you think they can win against the Kings with this roster?
I mean, sure, why not? They did have a pretty sloppy game against the Kings, where Saulus did play the Fizz. Yeah, it is a cheesy pick. It will work, and it cannot. There is not anything in between. So now when Gentas is going to be transferred back to jungle, Yashiro is going to be playing AD carry, maybe they will have a little bit more chances.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how Iron Wolves evolve, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our first game for tonight. We still have 2 games to go. Iron Wolves have taken this victory. It seemed like an easy take for them. Team Infamous still has only 1 victory on the other hand. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the second game. We are back after the short break. We're gonna go into the second game of the night. We're gonna see Kenty try to take down Estonian Vipers. Kenty team right now that has 0 victories. Estonian Vipers, on the other hand, have shown that they have some poison in their team. We're gonna talk with Michka and Saina about what can we expect. Was this a good one or a bad one?
I'm not really sure, but I will still give you a badum.
Oh, yeah, I saw you waving here, badum. So thanks. I thought it should have sounded better if I said they had toxicity or toxin in their team. Toxin.
No, you're making it worse. Stop,
okay. We'll end it here. What can we expect here from Kenty? We haven't seen a lot from them, although when we went into our first round of this Baltic Masters, we thought that Kenty was the best team here potentially, and then they end up on the bottom of the scoreboard with 0-5. On the other hand, Estonian Vipers have shown that they can play the game. What can we expect here?
Well, to be fair, they're still not 0-5, they're 0-4 so far.
0-4.
But maybe
I can see the future.
Yeah. I mean, Kenty, they did underperform really much in the previous rounds, but the fourth match they played, their mid laner didn't look that bad as he did in the first week. So the whole Kenty team looked a little bit better. They did have a tough opponent to win against, so probably with that good performance they didn't have any chances in this match. But now not that hard of opponent, so maybe they can actually try and contest a win here. Estonian Vipers mostly rely on Ruff playing pretty good. If his Ezreal does look pretty good, they can try and win. If it doesn't work out that well, they usually end up losing. So maybe if Kenty find a way to actually shut Ruff down, then maybe they can look for a win.
We'll go ahead and see rosters of these two teams, lineups here, and in our second game. On side of the Kenty, Smakler, Barsas, Rimtulis, Eonis, and Iron. And on the side of Estonian Vipers, Kunings, Yoft, Jabuticaba, Ruff, and Saflex are the people. There are the players that are gonna play here. Saina, what is the lane where Kenty can find the openings? Is that that mid lane potentially? Did the mid laner wake up and can show us something here on the mid lane?
We're gonna see. I feel like Iron has been playing pretty decently, so maybe on that support position, maybe they can grab something they can engage, maybe pick some fights, Trash, Nautilus, something similar. So yeah, maybe on the bot side of the map, especially if Ruff is having a rough game. We probably used that 7 times, but it doesn't really matter. It never really gets old. Thank you. Yeah, Michko is the drummer here. One day, I feel like we need to get him like a toy drum set so he can just like make a small. But either way, I feel like support position, maybe on the bot side of the map. Mid lane is a mystery. We don't know. I mean, the first 2 games he played really bad. Now the last game he played pretty good. So maybe if he can keep with that trend and improve his performance, maybe he ends up being the one that carries.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that ends up for them. Maybe they can score a win here first for them, of course. But as I said, I can see the future, so it's 0-5. But let's go to the vote. Who you guys vote for here? You think Kenty can take this one?
I'm gonna be brave and say yes.
This is the day where I was supposed. I just don't understand it. This is not fair.
What?
I just feel bad.
What did you eat before?
They're all 4,
did you eat something or
yes,
something weird? I don't know.
A chocolate pancake.
A chocolate pancake.
Yeah.
Never give him chocolate pancake again. Mom, if you're seeing this, never give Michka chocolate pancakes again. What? Michko is the guy that goes like for the favorites. He's always calculated, and now he goes for Kenty. Okay.
Yeah, but he's tilted because he wanted to say that as well.
Oh, I'm not tilted. I just think it's pretty interesting. I don't get tilted.
He's never tilted.
Untiltable.
Yeah, untiltable. And Zaina, you go for?
I'm going for Kenty as well. They're all 4. To be fair, I just feel bad. They don't have a single win. I'm cheering. I want him to win. I just want him to be, feel the joy of victory. That's why I'm cheering for them.
Feel the Kenty. Come on. Okay, let's see how you voted on Instagram profile. Are you with 2 of them, or you are also for the Kenty team? It's 53 against 47, and here we have 2 votes. That makes 3-0 for Kenty. We'll see if they can come back from an 0-4 score to 1-4. But as I said, future is predicted. Ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard here, we have 2 votes for Kenty. Can Kenty make a miracle here and beat Estonian Vipers? Stay tuned, we're going into the Champion Select.
number 2 is about to start. We're going to see if Kenty can their opponents. Thank you. English is a fun language.
Yeah, we will see if there will be a Kenty or Kent E.
Okay, well, that's a thinker. Either way, this is getting increasingly worse.
I have even better one. Although only for Serbian, our Serbian viewers. I mean, I can translate it to the Lithuanian ones. In Serbian, if you want to say trash, you say kanta. So if there will be Kenty or Kanti.
Oh, okay. Well, that one makes sense as well. Well, either way, as I warned you, it's getting increasingly worse. So hopefully we're gonna jump into Japanese selection stuff.
Like stuff immediately.
Exactly. We need content. We need the draft. That's what we need.
Okay,
so,
give me that Nunu mid lane so I can stop.
That's blackmail, but I like it. I mean, it seems pretty fun. Why not? I played against Nuno mid the last like 10 out of 10 games. He does the exact same thing always, and people always die. Like, you know, level 1, he's just gonna roll that snowball top lane. You know he's gonna do that, and he still dies. Diamond, what am I? Diamond like 2 on West. People still don't understand that. It's interesting.
Yeah, the biggest part about it, that every single time I get into the game, like, we haven't even left the fountain, and I'm saying, guys, Nuno is gonna roam level 1. I'm gonna ping question marks every single time he's not in the mid lane, and when that happens, just fall back. 2 minutes later, first blood.
Yeah. Now,
this is an interesting draft. We will see a lot of picks being playing. I mean, this is actually pretty good for Estonian Vipers. We said that if Rob performs well, they can look to win a game, and also his only good pick so far that we have seen has been that Ezreal. And if Kenty does not ban the Ezreal as the 3rd pick, then he will probably get it, unless Kenty goes for it, Ezreal as a 4th pick.
Yeah, Ezreal is gonna get removed as well as Syndra and the Elise. Now, Kenty, they do have the 1st pick. We're going to see what they're going to decide to go for, but yeah, Varus, Aphelios, Ashe, a lot of things left open, and so far hover over the Kha'Zix, which has gained increase in popularity, of course, after the recent buffs. 20% more damage on the isolated targets is going to add quite a lot. They're going to lock it in, but the other side, I feel like it might be a little bit too early for something like that, because you're showing an assassin that's very weak, especially in big fights. The only role he serves is evolve the W and just be a slow bot. Of course, that one-shot potential won't quite be there unless you're fighting somebody in the split push, but if the split pushers have a lot of burst or they're tanky enough, you can still lose that duel.
Yeah, I'm definitely not liking the 1st pick as it's here. There's an Aphelios open, Azir, Corki, Thresh, Nautilus, everything is open, and Kha'Zix, yes, it's kind of a situational pick, because, as you said, if he doesn't get a chance to actually isolate a target and kill it instantly, then he will be a slow bot, and by picking this Kha'Zix so early, you're forcing the enemy team to actually draft against him, so he can be the slow bot for the rest of the game. And Wukong definitely not something that can get easily killed by Kha'Zix. Volibear as well, although I do not like the Volibear Wukong immediately, because you instantly show them that Volibear cannot be flexed into top lane. Maybe in the bot lane, but not really sure. Any?
No. Well, to be fair, one of my favorite bot lanes when Kalista came out was Kalista Annie, just because of that bonus range. And with Kalista's W getting buffed, I would like to see it, but on the other side, Annie is something we just don't see past gold, pretty much.
We have already seen this with Kenty in the last game. They played cannon into Shen, and it was a full AP cannon that actually did work out. I mean, it wasn't like a game-winning pick, but it was pretty good against the Wukong. I mean, first by Seeker's Armguard, poke him down. Even if he goes into stealth, if you already have applied some of the marks, you can use W to actually hit him and reveal him, get an info about where Wukong is standing at that moment. So maybe Cannon can actually be pretty good pick here. Also with that Kalista, they need something like Nautilus, Alistar, something that can hard engage. So Cannon does have just a little bit amount of support in the team fighting, although I do not like Cannon into Kalista and Kha'Zix. Cannon wants to dive the backline, kill everybody. Cannon wants everybody to be grouped. Kha'Zix wants everybody to be split so he can find an isolated target. Cannon does provide a fair amount of crowd control, but that CC with his ultimate lasts only 0.75 seconds, and that's a fair not really enough time for Kalista to actually kill anybody, and with the hard engage that the Estonian Vipers can have with the Volibear, with the Wukong, Kalista can die pretty easily after the cannon ulti wears off.
I honestly hope it's cannon support. I want to see some heavy cheese, mainly because of the fact that, yeah, if they're going for those heavy fights, maybe they can just do some weird flex, maybe they can make something happen for them. They're banning the Kog'Maw and Orianna while playing the Kalista cannon, which is something I don't understand, because if you're going to play cannon that's going to flash in the back line, why would you ban one of the few mages that doesn't have a way to escape that? It just doesn't really make any sense. Estonian Vipers can just go for a Kog'Maw, they can go for or rather, sorry, the Corki that has the Valkyrie to get out. They can go for the Azir, they can push the cannon back. It opens up a lot more opportunities for them, but Estonian Vipers so far are just thinking about that Shen, and yeah, I said, Wukong can be flexed, and as it seems, it will be bot lane with Senna.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting from Estonian Vipers to actually flex that one on the bot lane. But this looks pretty interesting. Taric and Kalista can actually look pretty good. I mean, Wukong always wants to dash in your face to actually try and hit you. If you land the Dazzle, no damage will be applied from the Wukong, so maybe Taric can be the pick to actually try and counter him. Also, you see the Volibear charging up to you, you use Cosmic Radiance, and after that no damage will be applied from Estonian Vipers. Although that means Cannon will go in the top lane, and also this is again Cannon into Shen, something they wanted in the previous match. Since they saw the Shen, they locked in the Cannon, so they got the matchup that they wanted to play, and we will see the blind pick Victor in the mid lane, something that we actually got to see in EBL as well. Worked pretty good for Apples because of that Victor scaling. He doesn't have that much to do in the beginning of the game, but the first recall, when he upgrades the laser, he can clear the waves pretty easily. After that, Lich Bane into Rabadon Deathcap, and he can do a pretty fair amount of damage. The only problem is, at this point of the game, Shen at the Volibear. If he's fighting them, not really a good idea to try against the Echo as well. Echo can be a pretty good pick into Victor. Use the full combo onto him after he uses the gravity field. You ult back, or maybe just run away with the bonus movement speed. So Echo is something we don't usually get to see that often, but works pretty good into Victor. And now the best thing for Kenty is to put Victor top lane and switch Cannon to mid. Use the masterminds in this situation, but definitely bold picks and not really that good into Echo.
Yeah, I feel like Victor is going to have a bit of an easier time, because one of the premier reasons why Cannon isn't played mid lane is the fact he can't actually defend against heavy shoves. He would have to use his Lightning Surge and the W as well to clean out the waves, and then he's going to be open for poke. And Echo, we know what he does. He basically shows up before the waves, he just throws that Q, he permanently shoves you into your own turret, and I feel like Victor, again, with a Q, with a laser, with a basic attack amplification afterwards, can actually last hit under that turret, but it's a quite interesting draft phase. Wukong bot lane, traditionally, at least in EBL, hasn't actually shown all that much. We saw it's a little bit of damage, but he's under-leveled because he's dual laning. You can't actually let Senna not soak up any XP because she needs to be there for the souls. So it's going to be a test, and honestly, when I saw Wukong, I was thinking, please pick Yasuo mid lane or something like that. Show me why you grabbed that Wukong, because I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, if we see the team at Wukong bot again, I'm honestly not gonna like that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Wukong bot lane only once, and it was pretty disastrous, so I'm not really an optimist about this game. We'll see what happens, but this will be a pretty weird change. The Selfless is gonna play the Senna, and the Rough is gonna be a Wukong. Usually, I mean, not usually, but the only time we actually got to see Wukong Senna bot lane, the AD carry was playing the Senna, the support was playing that Wukong, so something new coming in from Estonian Vipers, but definitely Braf as an AD carry is probably more efficient at carrying the games than a support player. Also Senna with Grasp of the Undying, she will be a little bit more tanky. Can go and build some tanky items as well with the Frozen Mallet. Apply that stun, slow, every time she lands the Q. But Kalista Taric is a pretty good comp to actually fight against Wukong and Senna, at least at early levels. Taric lands the Dazzle, Kalista has the full combo with the Halo Blades. After the end is used, both Rough or Sufflex will lose a fair amount of damage. The only problem in this situation is the Senna that heals pretty good, so it will force Eonis and Iron to constantly fight in the bot lane, or maybe just ignore Wukong and Senna completely and just try to AFK farm. Eonis will have some problems in the late game. Volibear can dive the backline easily, as well as Shen, as well as Echo, and as well as Wukong, and on top of that you see Senna just chilling in the backline, and once everybody is on the Kalista, he can just ult, give everybody shield, do some damage to the Kalista, and Eonis will have a hard time in the late game. But also with the Victor and Cannon, he's definitely not gonna be the only problem for Estonian Vipers, and also with Taric having his ultimate, Cosmic Radiance can actually help Senna pretty much. We see a fair amount of damage coming for Ruff, and he will be forced to flash. Level 1 fight from Iron and Eonis. Honestly, when Iron used the Dazzle on the Wukong, I was expecting that will be a level 2 fight from Kenty, but Dazzle into Halo Blades and Rend. As I mentioned, Ruff will lose 50% of his HP with that one combo. Even though Eonis and Iron have exhaust and heal in the bot, Ruff flashed away for not really sure why. Maybe he was scared from Kalista applying some more Rend stacks and then using the Rend to actually kill him. So he decided to flash away before she found a few Rend stacks. More. Oof, Konings can be in some problems here. Barca's found the slow. He has the red buff, and will he flash for him? He will, and now he's forced to fight against this Volibear. Also, Yabutikaba is coming from the mid lane, manages to find the stun onto this Kha'Zix, and that will be the first block going in for the Estonian Vipers. Smeckler trying to find enough damage back. He won't kill the Shen, but Victor will, and now Yoft is flashing over the wall. Yabutikaba taking another kill for his team. 2 for 1 in favor of Estonian Vipers. Echo gets a kill and an assist, as well as the Volibear. Konings, well, he did end up pretty well from this fight. He did die, but he did get the 2 assists as well. And the guy taking the kill on the Kenty side is their mid laner. Victor definitely is the person that scales pretty good on the side of Kenty, but we can see a pretty good damage being applied from this Echo. He does have the flash and the TP, so no ignite to actually kill Rimtulis in this situation. Barsas will get a smite fight against the Volibear. Yoft is a level 4 Volibear with the red buff. Can Smeckler actually find the Q here? That definitely won't happen, and Konings will hit another taunt. Yoft will land the stun to get the kill, and now Smeckler is in some problems. Flash is on cooldown. That will be the double kill for Yoft. This looks to me as Minya is actually a future predictor.
Yeah, I think so as well. Kenty, you know, we're all cheering for them. We want them to get their first win in the Baltic Masters, but playing like this, probably not. Bot side, Iron and Eonis here. Getting some good form, getting some good poke as well, but still. Kha'Zix starting off 0-2, 3-1, or 3-0-1 Volibear. He's gonna be so powerful. Going into the later stages of the game. Kenty is in a world of hurt right now. Shen as well, having those 4 assists. Will be getting some gold for himself as well. And we can just see Echo completely bullying out him in the mid lane. However, Victor does have a little bit more farm, so he's holding his own in that mid lane. But of course, we can see the wave just pushing all the way in, and Echo's damage here. He is basically a flash E away from grabbing the kill. Victor understands that. He has to respect it. He has to back off. Barsas walked right past the wave and past the ward as well. Will not be able to grab the kill. Yoft with a completed Cinderhulk 5 minutes into the game. The jungle item is done. That is honestly insane for the jungler of Vipers. Meanwhile, we're gonna see another 2v2 fight.
And this can be a pretty good dead Rimtulis. Not the first time in this Baltic Masters, but definitely the first time in this game, and this Volibear is pretty fed so far. 3-0-2, also with this Echo, 2 kills, 1 assist, but Hestek Revolver is going to be completed for him, which means that he will do enough damage. Focus being used from the Kenty bot lane onto this Wukong, but with the dash on his W, he will not get hit by the Dazzle. Probably never, if he plays it right. The Dazzle will never get to hit. Yoft has the Cinder Call completed. Iron and the Eonis are standing on the ward. The Suplex already used the W, so no root is going to be applied here. Can Yoft hit the slow? It will be the yes. But Eonis does have the flash and the exhaust, with the Volibear not being a level 6, as well as having the a flash on cooldown timer. That means Iron and Ionis cannot die in the bot lane. At least not from this Volibear gank. But with them being pushed under the tower, Yoft can take the first Drake easily by himself. That will be the Cloud Drake going into fewer Estonian Vipers, Echo, Wukong. I mean, basically everyone on Estonian Vipers do have a pretty good ultis to actually use in this game. So this first and only Cloud in the game can work for them pretty well. The second Drake will be the Mountain, so bonus defensive stats for them as well if they actually get a chance to take it. And after that we can see the Ocean or the Infernal as a Dragon Soul for some of those teams. Barses tries to counter jungle this Volibear, but so far not working that well. 20 CS behind, even though he took 2 camps from his jungle. Barses, he's waiting for the smite to actually come from the cooldown so he can take it. He was waiting. Well, good enough to actually take the big Krug. Will not take the medium ones. This will be a few more CS into favor of Kazakhs, but if we look down at the global gold, Yoft has 1,500 more gold than this Kazakhs, which is a problem for Barses. Kazakhs is not that good of a champion that is really great for playing from behind. Yeah, Kaba lands the Q, lands the auto attack. Q will not land here, and he will proc the passive, but Rimtulis wants to fight with him. It is pretty scary. I mean, Echo does have the ultimate. Healing is there, and also the fair amount of damage coming from him. Yeah, but Kaba does have the problem from that TP because he doesn't have the ignite, so killing Rimtulis will basically have to be relied only onto his skills, and with Rimtulis having the gravity field, it will be pretty hard for Yabutikaba to actually try and kill the Victor. Yoft is a level 7, so I'm really expecting this Volibear to actually try and dive the cannon. The problem is that Smackler does have the slicing maelstrom, which means that he has an option to hit 2 stuns onto Shen and the Volibear, but with the Doran's Blade and the Kal, there's like legit no damage onto cannon. And I'm really hoping to see the dive in the top. Kazakhs just ran over the ward, and Yoft can now take his blue buff, well, at least this time, without getting outsmited. I mean, last time he was outsmited, but he actually got the kill on the Kazakhs and the cannon, so Barses eventually gave the blue buff to the Volibear. Anyway, Iron gonna get hit by the Senna root, and not more than that will happen in the bot lane.
Yeah, we're gonna see Volibear grabbing up the Herald. Meanwhile, again, Kenty has no pressure whatsoever on the map. Same goes for Barses. Kenty is really struggling right now. Kind of curious to see Vipers not abusing bot lane as much. I feel like they should try to make a play bot side, maybe grab a kill, because right now they're winning pretty much everywhere else. So Echo can rotate, he can potentially even dive if they can force the Iron ult before they actually commit. They should be good to go. Shen as well having that rotational power to come to the bot side. And so far, they want to dive mid, but Smackler and Barses there. They can be really good for Kenty.
Yeah, the fight will come in the mid lane. Two-man stun is gonna land, and Tulis has some problems. Yoft is trying to chase him down, and there's Cunnings with the Stand United. Iron will use the Cosmic Radiance, but it's only used on the Taric, and Barses can also get dived in the mid lane. And Raf is trying to kill him with the Wukong ultimate, flashing away, but directly into Smackler and Dionis and Iron. So far, 2-for-2 fight is happening, but Yabutikaba is managing to get a third kill for Estonian Vipers. Fourth one will come here as well on the Kalista. 2 kills ahead. Estonian Vipers come out from this fight, and Smackler will be the only remaining person on the side of Kenty. Anyways, 4-2, and Estonian Vipers do take the first turret, but here comes the Cunnings with taunt and flash combo onto this cannon. Not really sure why Smackler actually remained in the mid lane. Herald would definitely secure the turret. No way for him to disable that in any way. But besides that, he gave the enemy team a free kill.
Honestly, if Kenty couldn't win this fight, I don't see how they're ever going to win any fight. This was literally the best they could have hoped for. They've anticipated the dive. They set up to defend against it. Smackler was there. Barses was there. and they just still managed to lose. And now Iron is gonna face it in. No, he has no ultimate available. The flash will be there, but can he get to the blast cone in time? He most likely will. And Raf, I feel like he could have repositioned to chase a little bit longer, but still, I feel like the best he could have gotten is potentially that Taric flash. Meanwhile, Ionis not having any summoners available could be a big factor in this lane as well. Varsus expects a fight to happen on both sides, so he wants to gank. He's sitting on the controller, but Yoft can feel something is happening on the both side of the map, and he's rotating as well. Yoft here will go into Iron. I believe he can catch up with him, but he saw Varsus, and he will just back off. Vipers with a significant lead so far. The Dragon is up. I feel like they should grab it. 12 minutes in. Get the Drake. Go for that Dragon Soul at around minute 22, 23. It seems like that's exactly what they're going to do. Kenty being so far behind can't actually answer. So right now it is up to Estonian Vipers to just completely get everything off the map. Get the Dragon, get the next Carol, get the Infernal Drake, Infernal Soul. And if they continue snowballing the game like this, they really shouldn't have any problems closing it out.
Well, so far it's working pretty good for them. They have taken the Drake and a Herald as well. So far, 3 out of 3 neutral objectives have been taken from Estonian Vipers. Also, kills on the carries are working pretty good. Wukong maybe not the carry that is fed at this point of the game, but Smackler literally not doing any damage to Koningspakla. He does have only Mercury's threads as some source of magic resist onto Shen, but with Cannon having only Hex the Gunblade, that's more than enough for him to actually survive against Smackler. This ward is gonna be taken down, so maybe the dive can happen once Smackler comes back to the top lane. That is a spellbook Cannon on the top, so he does have the exhaust and the TP at this point of the game. Raf may be in some problems. He doesn't have the flash. He does have the W to actually run away from Ionis and Iron, but Barsus wants to find the dive here. He does have the ultimate, so Barsus might want to stay back from that. Yov taking the blast cone. He finds the stun on the Smackler with the ultimate. A fair amount of damage onto this Volibear. Now let's see how Smackler can survive. He does have the exhaust, and Yabutikaba will be the exhausted guy here, but Yoft will be unstoppable. Raf getting the stand united. This Wukong is not dead yet. Cosmic Radiance will be applied for Ionis and the Barses, but Raf still stays alive. Nobody else died on the side of Kenty, but now Rimtulis comes from the mid lane trying to dive the bot lane. Soflex will not land the root, which means Shen, Wukong, and the Senna will not be able to chase down the Victor, but they found a way for the bot lane dive to actually work out. They also killed the cannon, and now Echo can take the second turret for Estonian Vipers. Goal lead is constantly getting higher and higher for Estonian Vipers and Kenty. Not really sure how they can come back from this. Kalista and Victor and Kha'Zix only have 1 kill, and Kalista definitely not that good of a scaling AD carry for her to, like, okay, like, let's just back off, wait a few more minutes for her to finish items, and then we stomp them. It's just not how it works. Ruff, again, trying to bait them, but Yoft is coming to the bot lane now. Ruff is not in any problems here. He doesn't have the ulti, so no knockups from this Wukong, but Yoft also doesn't have the ultimate. He will end the stun. Tarik's Cosmic Radiance is on cooldown. TP is coming in. It will be 2 of them from Mitulis and the Smackler, but here comes the Shen as well, trying to find the taunt. He will land it on the Victor with the Titanic Hydra. This Shen is doing a pretty fair amount of damage, but nobody did follow him up, so nobody's gonna die except the Kalista. But in the meantime, Kenty used 2 TPs to save their support, as well as the turret in the bot lane, which means Echo can take the second one in the mid lane with the Shin. It's a pretty easy job for Yabutikaba at this point, and Echo does have the ultimate, which means the dive on the bot lane can happen. Yoft just got his ulti back from the cooldown, which means Volibear also is a good dive setup champion at this moment. And with Shen, Volibear, and the remaining 3 players on the side of Estonian Vipers being present in the bot lane, that means Kenty cannot contest this bot lane turret. It will be taken down. It's 4th one for Estonian Vipers, and 10k goal lead in the 16th minute of the game is definitely a huge lead for Estonian Vipers. 6 kills on the Volibear, 3 on the Shen, 3 on the Echo. Only the bot lane not actually enjoying themselves in this game, but taking into consideration that most of the kills have been taken in the top lane and in the top side of the river, is sad info for Raf and Soflex. They did not impact the game that much, but they're carried pretty well.
40 seconds until the dragon actually spawns. Shen has a lot of pressure on the top side of the map. Very curious to see where his build path goes, but once again, it's another fight. I don't think Vipers can lose. Yoft is gonna get the Herald as well. We're gonna see if he actually goes top side of the map as well. It's kinda up to them. They have the Shen ult. Shen can just keep on pressuring. Cannon does not have teleport. However, Shen has to get away from Cannon. Smeckler can cancel his TP, or rather his ult, quite easily. So he does have to be pretty careful, but Viper's already in the spot. They can clean up the wards and slowly move towards their dragon, get the Skull Crab as well, get the vision. So Frank's not quite gonna make it up that wall, but still. Should be another free Drake, and Kenty has 5 more minutes to get strong enough to fight. If they don't, they give the Infernal Soul. As I said, I really do not see them coming back from this one. Drake, of course, dropping 2 souls for Senna as well. He's going to be quite happy about that one. But as we see right now, Kenty, he doesn't seem like they're interested in fighting at all, which makes sense. But again, at the same time, it's just a matter of time before they just lose. Based on the objectives they will not have. Echo can do some good damage, but he does have to be careful. Shen ult comes in with the taunt, and that's going to be a double kill with the Titanic hero for Shen. Oh, that was beautiful.
Okay, honestly, I was a little bit concerned how Echo got the shield before his W actually being hit, and now Smeckler will try to flash into face of Yabutikaba. He will get a kill, a fair shutdown for this cannon, but Shen can take the triple kill here. Not really a triple, but it will be the 3rd kill for him, and now Herald being used in the bot lane, with Yoft also having the ulti. Estonian Vipers can try and dive the bot lane. Raf has the ultimate, which means Wukong can actually try and hit the knockups. Let's see if they actually want to take the turret. Roof went pretty deep in there, and he lost a pretty fair amount of HP, but again, Echo, he did put up a fight there in the mid lane. Shield from W, bonus movement speed, shield from the Shen, and the 2-man taunt actually was able to save the Echo, providing Shen also the 2 kills. Kunings as well, he bought the 2nd item. Locket of the Iron Solar is something we don't actually see that often being built on anybody. Top laner supports, nobody in this game at this patch maybe, but Barca is trying to kill Raf. He will flash away, and Kha'Zix already used his summoner, so no way for him to actually catch the Wukong. But the bonus shield actually did help him a lot. He did have from the Locket to the Iron Soldier, he did get the active shield, magic resist, as well as the armor, which is pretty good against the Kalista cannon. Kha'Zix Victor with a split damage being dealt from the side of Kenty. Definitely Locket can be a good item for Shen, and as we've seen, the active shield can actually help some people survive. If the shield is used, Barca's gonna get hit by Yabutikaba, and that's a really good usage of Echo. Oh my god. Okay, good damage on the Barca's, but Yabutikaba actually played this pretty well. He used the W, waited for W to land, and then used the Blast Cone, so he can use the E to actually chase down Barca if he uses the Leap Strike. And now with Kha'Zix being killed, they can try and contest this Baron. I mean, this is a 3v4 situation with Wukong not having the TP, but Smeckler does. That mean that Kenty can't force the fight here. So far, Cannon is trying to run away so he can TP into this fight, but Yoft is already in the back line trying to focus down Rimtulis. Cosmic Candy is going to be used from Iron, but they still don't look like running away from here. Yabutikaba will kill Rimtulis. Iron will be the 2nd guy dying in this top lane. Ion is the only one surviving. And Cannon still being in the bottom. Yabutikaba managed to fight the stun with the Q. Ult is away. Heal back. Survived the 3rd damage, but that 2nd Q from Echo did not deal enough damage to Kalista to actually kill her. But Smeckler is still hanging out in the bot lane, taking some farm. And the Estonian Vipers can go back to the Baron. But this time actually try and taking it. Barses doesn't have the flash, he does have the ulti and the leap strike and the smite. So let's see what he can do with actually taking this Baron. This route from Suplex will definitely disable him from that, but 3000 health on the Baron definitely gives him a fair chance. Jabuticaba already killed the Smackler. This cannon didn't actually use the slicing Maelstrom. Barses still wants to 50-50 fight on the Baron. Ruff will land the knockups, which means this time Estonian Vipers will take the Baron. Ionis as well as the remaining Kenty team was pretty away from the Baron, which means the Estonian Vipers can take even more kills. Victor is going to be the second guy dead. Barses finds the suplex in the back line, but Jabuticaba takes another kill, this time on the Iron. Ionis is the only remaining guy as well as this Kazakhs, and now Jabuticaba wants to chase Ionis E into minion wave. I was pretty sure he will actually catch up to him, but it doesn't matter. Estonian Vipers have 3 guys remaining with the Baron buffs. Kenty will probably lose the turret here, but nothing more than that. In the meantime, Smackler is TPing from behind. He doesn't have the flash, he does have the kill and slicing measures, and Echo doesn't have the ulti to survive as well as Yoft. This will be a dead Volibear as well, even though if he uses the ulti, Ionis can try and catch up to him with the Rend, but it was already used, so Yoft will actually not die here. Only 1 kill for Kenty, but it's a good one, since the last Infernal Drake for Estonian Vipers has been spawned right now. Suplex is coming with Ruff. Koningspachel is also on the other side of this Dragon Pit. Ruff trying to hit the knockups. Let's see if he can actually catch somebody. Kazakhs is gonna get pretty demolished by the Shen. Ruff is trying to kill the Victor. He will land the first knockup. I'm looking for the second one. It will not do anything against the Kenty team. They will take 2 kills against Estonian Vipers, and now Shen, Volibear and this Echo have to contest the Drake. Yoft is already there, he can try to contest the fight against Barses, and now Shen will land another taunt. Echo will get 2 kills, Echo will get a 3rd kill with his teammates. Shen is gonna be the one taking the one, and this will be a quadra kill for Jabuticaba. Penta gets stolen away from Kunings, but Estonian Vipers do get the Infernal Soul and the ace for the Vipers.
Infernal Drake, 24 stacks on the Magi. Echo, Drake hits anybody. I want to see 1 hits Kalista with his E. I'm actually quite curious to see that, but basically Kenty cannot do absolutely anything, as I said before. If they don't actually contest stuff in time, this is exactly what's going to happen. Vipers will bleed them out. They're just going to take everything on the map. And eventually, with the Infernal Soul, they will be too strong. Echo presses E. 50% of health is gone. He does have the ultimate. He has to use it fast, and he's not going to manage to do just that. So he will fall shutdown for the Kazakhs. Being, of course, a little bit confident, but again, having 12 kills, you know, it happens when you're that fat. So Echo does have to be a little bit careful. He did lose the Magi stacks, but goes back, buys the Fiendish Goddess. Volibear here running into the Victor will do some damage. The taunt from Shen will not connect the Sonya, or actually the stopwatch will be there, and that's going to be still a clean kill for Estonian Vipers. They are simply too strong.
Yeah, the Shen is actually destroying everybody. He completed the Sunfire Cape, which means that after he lands the taunt, bonus damage will be hit from the Sunfire Cape, as well as bonus damage from the auto attacks. With a Tani Hydra, he can actually bait everybody down. Just look at the damage. Kazakhs lost 50% of his HP, with Shen only hitting 2 auto attacks. Baron buff has wore off, and now we're looking for the next Baron, but it will come only after 2.5 minutes. So far, Estonian Vipers, the only thing they can take on the map is the top lane inhibitor. The mid and the bottom ones have already been destroyed. They do have the Infernal Soul, which means that the next time Echo uses a full combo on somebody, that somebody will probably end up dead, as well as, well, probably anybody who have the Kenty, no matter who hits the spells. Ruff got engaged, he hits the 3-man knockup, and now here comes the Shen looking for the taunts. Let's see who he will chase. That will be the Kalista, forcing the flash from Konings, and nobody died on the side of Estonian Vipers so far. Yov trying to chase down these Kazakhs, and Barsh is probably gonna be dead here. Yov does have the bonus movement speed with the Volibear, looking for the Q, looking for the Chilling Smite. Senna is gonna take that 3rd kill for Estonian Vipers, and Rim Tool is now gonna be destroyed from Jabuticaba. 18 stacks on the Mijay, and also Yoft trying to chase down Iron. It doesn't really matter if Yoft will take the kill on the Taric, but Yabutikava wants to secure the 5-for-1 ace into favor of Estonian Vipers. Iron is running away from this Echo. He will get killed, but both Nectar turrets are gonna get taken down, and the Estonian Vipers secure the win over Kenty, making them go 3-2 after the 5th round of Baltic Masters.
Estonian Vipers have strangled their opponent. This time it was Kenty that was on their radar. It was a fun game, nonetheless. A lot of kills, a lot of action, and now we're going to talk with Michiko and Saina. What did we actually witness here? Was it good play of Vipers, or it was Kenty that was again making mistakes? Guys, crazy game. It was all around action, a lot of kills. It was like 50 kills, I think. What was the point of, I mean, Kenty, come on. You voted for them. You wanted them to win. I know. I heard you in your voices. And Kenty again fails. How is it possible not to even like take did they even have a lead in one point of the game, do you think?
Honestly, I feel bad. Not for them, but for myself for believing in them. this was a completely catastrophic game, honestly. Death Cannon once again blind picked. It can work in maybe season 3 solo queue, nowhere else. Again, it was being playing against the Shen. This time Shen was even better matchup for the Shen, because this time Kuningspachla was the better player in the top lane. Also with the Volibear, dives were easily set up on the top lane. Echo in the mid lane as a counter pick for Victor. I mean, Kenty did have a fair draft. Kha'Zix is something that we often get to see. Victor, not that of an ordinary pick, but he can work in some situations. And also Kalista Taric in the bot lane. But no matter how picks were good or bad, the performance in the game was really bad. I'm trying to choose the words, but I want to like sound soft and not that toxic.
Yeah. But you're now on the side of Vipers, and you're becoming toxic.
I cannot. Okay.
This was one of the good ones. Zainab, would you say that Vipers gave us a good game here? That they did they make a lot of mistakes, but Kenty were not able to exploit those mistakes, or did Vipers just play a really clean, good game?
I think Vipers played really good. I feel like their mid laner was pretty confident today. He was very aggressive. He was pretty much just abusing the fact that he got that small lead at the beginning of the game. So the first play, top side of the jungle that we saw in the first replay was what gave them the lead. And after that, it just seemed like Kenty completely gave up. They had the one possibility to actually turn the game around. That was in the mid lane dive, where they knew what's going to happen, but they still managed to lose because standing between two turrets, they decide to fight in their own jungle. I do not understand the logic of it, but yeah, it was very strange. So I just feel like Kenty gave them the game, and then on the other side, Vipers are like, oh, sure, we're going to take this and we're just going to win. It took them a little bit more, but they just made sure they win. So they went for the Jigs, they went for the Soul, and then Echo ended up having 12 kills, 24 Magi stacks, and he just did pretty much whatever he wanted, as we can see in the replay.
This draft from the Vipers, Michko, do you think that this is something they should stick to, since it was a bit an aggressive draft? We saw that Echo mid, and it seemed to work out really well for them. You think we can see more of this kind of playstyle?
Well, not specifically Echo. I mean, it was a situational pick here. He was saved for the last one, and it's a good pick into Victor. Also, Echo can be used as a good counter pick for Syndra as well, which is a pretty good mid lane mage being played in the mid lane very often. So maybe we can see more from that Echo on the side of Estonian Vipers. But honestly, Shen was pretty good in this game. I mean, totally destroying Cannon 1v1 every single time the fight he started. He has the Stand United on the lowest HP members, provides the shield from his ultimate, provides the shield from the Locket of the Iron Solari, and also the W zone, which prevents his teammates from being hit by the auto attacks. And also Estonian Vipers, they did play pretty good around the composition, something that Kenty didn't do in this game nor in the previous one. Estonian Vipers did this in this one. They every single time Shen had the ultimate, they forced somebody to actually jump into enemy backline, forcing Shen to actually hit those taunts and actually kill somebody. This is, if I'm correct, Estonian Vipers won against Just for Fun in like this same similar style. They did have the Shen in the top lane, who was completely shutting down the Kaisa from the Just for Fun in the first week. So this is something that actually works out for them. If the Shen doesn't get banned, maybe we'll see it even more often.
Yeah, in the Sina, what do you think of the Cannon pick? Michko said that it cannot work maybe in Season 3 solo queue. If you are back there, like, what was that, 2000 and what? 13, okay. 7 years ago, Cannon, hey. But can it work out in some scenario here in this meta? Because I think we already saw it get picked once.
From Kenty last week.
And they
lost. Also plays against Shen.
So...
Well, no, I actually think it can work, but you don't blind pick it. It's just not how the game works. And especially if you're blind picking the Cannon and then you're banning Kog'Maw and you're banning Orianna, it makes no sense. Cannon is good into control mages because you're just going to flash on their face, you're going to press one button, you're going to Zonya, you're not going to die, and you're most likely going to one-shot them. You're literally banning the things you can kill, guiding them. Oh, look, play the Echo. And Echo is going to be perfect. You're going to burst him, he's going to press ult, you're going to have no cooldowns, he's going to have all the cooldowns, and he's going to one-shot you. So I feel like, again, this was super strange to me because he just felt like he said, oh, give me Cannon top. And they didn't think about, okay, so what does Cannon actually offer? What do we need with the Cannon? What kind of a composition are we building? Because, again, it just seemed like solo queue draft. You're just picking whatever you want and just hoping for the best, which is, again, not going to work. Not here, and especially not if you get into the EU Masters. But, again, for Kenty, if they keep it up like this,
it's really hard,
I don't think they're going to see it anyway.
Yeah, it's really hard to go into the EU, to the Masters when I know the future at 0-5. I'm going to tell you the future. Next time, tomorrow, again. We have our MVP on the line. Jabutikava, hello, and congratulations on your victory.
Hello.
And the first question I want to ask you is, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda. Well, can you give me a hint? How does it sound when you say it?
Jabutikava.
Well, pretty close. You all right?
Not bad.
Yeah. Okay, people in the studio are like, okay, it's good. How do you feel after this victory? You were a complete monster. You were like in 25 kills of your team. You were included in those and you participated in them. Do you like this tempo of the game to be all around the place?
Yeah, I mean, I like roaming and I like playing aggressive. I think Echo definitely suits me.
And that Echo pick, we said that we know that it's the last pick, but was it something that we can see more often from you, or is it just like a counter pick to that mid lane Victor?
We've been actually practicing Echo a lot, so I think I can't say, but maybe we will see the big play.
And what are the ambitions? You guys are probably aiming high, and now on the top are 5 kings. Do you think you can handle the kings on the top?
For sure. We will aim for the first place, of course.
You have already a strategy for the kings.
We have a strategy for every team.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Jabutikava, thanks for the interview and have a good night.
You too. Good night.
They have a strategy for every team. No, they're like cobras, but they're vipers. Are vipers cobras? Okay. Okay. That's, ladies and gentlemen, our second game for the night, and we go ahead and take a short break. But when we come back, we're gonna see maybe even the most exciting game of the night. It's Just for Fun versus the 5 Kings. We'll see if Kings can get off the throne. Stay tuned after the short break. Our last game for the night, maybe the most exciting game that we'll see tonight. It's Just for Fun, trying to take down the 5 Kings team that's ahead and is leading the ladder board. Of course, before we go into the game, we're going to talk with Michko and Saina about what can we expect here. Can Just for Fun triumph here? That is the question. Can Just for Fun, as a team, be better here in this game against the 5 Kings?
Well, honestly, I wouldn't immediately say no, but they do not have that much of a chance. I mean, this is a good matchup. Two teams that are on the top of the table are facing each other, but still, Just for Fun did have some sloppy games that one ended up in them losing. The other ones were the wins, but not that dominant. On the other side, 5 Kings, they stomped everybody they played against. So
yeah.
I'm giving Just for Fun a chance, but we will see how much the chance they will have.
A little bit of chance, a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and see the lineups of these two teams. Let's see the team that stomps everybody and the team that had some sloppy moments but have won also some games. On Just for Fun side, welcome Yanax, Domas, Cyrex, and Mercenary. On the other side of 5 Kings, Onyos, Focus, Tibor, Lakenter, and Patrick are on the side of 5 Kings. Zainab, what's your take on this match? Just for Fun is a team, as Michko said, that can be sloppy at moments, but also can show us a really good League of Legends and really good games. On the other hand, 5 Kings, as he said, like stomped everybody. What do you need? What do you need to have to beat 5 Kings?
Well, I'm not sure. Looking at the only team that came close to beating 5 Kings was Iron Wolves, and they stomped early game. So maybe that's the solution. But then again, 5 Kings had Evelyn in the early game, which I'm not sure if they're going to pick again. The Graves look pretty strong as well. And 5 Kings overall, they're really consistent. And that's the scary part about them in this league, that just nobody is as consistent as they are. They just make minimal mistakes. They're very smart about their compositions, about their roams. They use Tibor quite well. They're playing those setup mages mid lane. They're rotating the support and the jungler to grab the kills to snowball the game. So overall, I feel like 5 Kings have the best understanding of the game and exactly what they need to do within each and every game to grab a win.
Just for Fun said, the guy said in the interview that they are ready for that top and they are ready for the EU Masters. Even though their name is Just for Fun, we thought that they're gathered around at the table, 5 friends playing League of Legends. Michko, do you think they can here, even if they lose to 5 Kings, still stay on the top?
Well, I mean, sure. If they lose to 5 Kings, then they will have a 3-way tie in the top 4 with Iron Wolves and Estonian Vipers. But if you look at Kenty and Infamous, they will still have like 2 or 3 wins more than the other teams that are on the bottom of the table. So this is not the game for them to, like, if we lose, everything is going to hell. But okay, you still have a chance to be first, and the first team will probably have an easier matchup in that best of 3, best of 5 in the semifinals. So you definitely want to win against 5 Kings, and also this is their first match in this season. They still have to play another one in the last week, which means that if they win here, then maybe if they win in the second match as well, they can take the first place without playing the tiebreaker. So everybody wants to win in this match today.
And you voted for Kenty last game. They were the outsiders. Here, Just for Fun is a team that is the outsider here. Who do you vote for here?
I was brave enough, honestly. It's time to stop.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out. Let's go back on the track. It's 5 Kings. Yeah. Saina.
5 Kings, definitely.
Both are coming back. Okay. Let's see how you voted on our Instagram profile, Baltic Masters. Go there and click for your team. And 5 Kings here, 53, but Just for Fun has 47%. I think we're headed for the most exciting game of the night, I would say. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our little intro of what can we expect here. Just for Fun needs this win, but also 5 Kings need the win. We'll see if Just for Fun can take out the Kings. Stay tuned, we're going into the Champion Select.
We are back, and the next game is about to begin. We're gonna see if Fire Kings fire. I need to stop calling them Fire King. They're on fire. That's what I feel. You know, they got that streak going. They haven't lost a single game, so they're gonna be 5 Fire Kings from now on. I need a sword to, like, you know, do the whole thing, but we're gonna get to that later.
I'm trying to find something that is like long and thick for you to like.
We got Fortnite props. That's pretty much the only thing. We have a ladder, but we might murder people, so we're not gonna go there. Either way, yeah, I'm pretty sure we should get going with the draft pretty soon. And what do we expect? Do you want to see? Honestly, I don't want to see Graves. He's good. I just want to see something else because that Evelyn was so fun to watch.
Well, true. I mean, Evelyn is definitely something fun to watch, as well as maybe the Kha'Zix, the Rengar, everything you can see in the jungle, which is aggressive. But Graves is something completely standard and something that is not that easily to counter, especially if junglers are not used to play against Focus and his aggression. So maybe it will be picked again from him, unless justforfun comes and bans the pick, which maybe can be expected from them, although I think the target banning should probably go for the mid lane, because Tibur is playing pretty good this season.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he plays the Cassio, the Orianna or Veigar, everything is working out for him, but also the mid lane jungler synergy is pretty good, that I'm not really sure if you like want to focus either of those lanes, because if you target ban every lane a little, you still give something for both players, and then the synergy can still work pretty well.
I feel like they have to ban Syndra as well. You mentioned a lot of mages, but Syndra and then Veigar, those two mages are very hard to play against. They have the gang setup, but then again, I'm curious what else can he actually play. Can he maybe play the Cho'Gath? Because we've seen the Cho'Gath with the Glacial Augment can be so annoying and so good to set up the
Nunu mid.
Maybe. I mean, the thing is, they normally like roaming to mid lane, not from mid lane. But I mean, hey, if they're used to rotating around the map, why the hell not? You're gonna see justforfun being on the blue side.
Take Twitch jungle.
Okay, ooh, yeah, I love that.
And then force fights in river, and the Nunu can always rotate with a bigger snowball ever. It's a mid jungle synergy with Nunu being able to work.
That is, it's true. It's definitely true. Justforfun, they don't need bans. The bans are useless, so they're gonna, you know, just keep 2 of them. Oliver Kha'Zix banned on the other side, and 5 Kings. I'm gonna be pretty happy Tristana actually banned here, which is something I didn't honestly expect. Especially, I mean, you're opening Syndra. I think that's a huge mistake. It can get flexed. Tibur is very good at it. They can even run the Syndra and the Veigar, and they just pick up Kha'Zix in the jungle, and then you just can't survive anything. So this is a very... I mean, I want to say it's a bold move, but they had only 1 ban. Still, why Tristana?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you want to ban the Graves, you want to ban Syndra, you want to ban Veigar, and then you go for Tristana. Why? I mean, it's not even like top 5 priority picks in the bot lane. The only thing where she can work out is in the bot where everything is banned, or maybe as a counter pick for Corki. Yeah. Maybe that can be a setup for justforfun. Take the Corki and then ban Tristana, ban Cassio. But still, I would rather see banning Cassio in the first rotation than Tristana. But Mercenary will pick up the Karma pick that he actually played pretty well, but he did have some mistakes with the Karma, especially when we come back to the previous game where they play against Tariq and Pyke. Mercenary had like 7 deaths in 12 minutes of the game, so I'm not really expecting the what.
Please lock it. Please lock it. You can lock that as well. I don't mind, really.
And you can go for Nunu then.
Sure. Jax is fine too. I'm tired of watching 2 grasp top laners just like clapping each other on the head, dealing 0 damage. Skarner top lane. If it's top lane, I forgive it. If amazing pick.
4th, maybe. I mean, against Karma, it's complete garbage to play Skarner bot into Karma. Senna, yeah, definitely a better option, but now we have to see what's going with Senna in the bot lane. Is it an AD carry? Is it a support Senna with an AD carry? Is it an AD carry Senna with something else? But the most important thing for us is that we will again see focus on the Graves. Not really like that wow response from anybody. I mean, everybody expected that the Graves to be picked or maybe banned as the only option for justforfun. Wukong getting picked can be a pretty good option for the solo pick on the top lane, and also with Senna being locked in the bot lane for 5 Kings, Wukong can be kind of a pick to just take away from the 5 kings. Galio blind means that he will probably go in the bot lane. I mean, locking Galio in the mid as a blind pick really looks kinda odd. I mean, why would you ever blind pick Galio in the mid lane? So probably this will be a bot lane Galio, but again, bot lane Galio into Ezreal and Karma. Not really sure how that will work.
Yeah, this is honestly a very strange draft so far. If anybody told me Syndra is going to stay open this long, I honestly would not believe them. Again, so powerful, she can get flexed. Even if you pick Syndra now, you have no idea where she's going. She can be mid, she can be bot, she can be funneled into, and she obviously wouldn't be all that bad. So we're going to see what Vikings wants to go for Graves. As said, it's not that Focus played a bad Graves. I mean, quite the opposite. He played really good. He just more that you want to see some more explosive picks. But again, the one thing about his Graves, I feel like the itemization should be a little bit different. He went, I believe, Tabi into 4 CCs, CC Heroes on the other side, and Black Cleaver into 0 armor. But yeah, maybe just grab that Serrated Dirk for the extra vitality, for the one-shot potential. Vikings wait for that Shen as well, as it seems they want to play around that bot lane quite heavily. I can see now Galio being mid, and then with the Shen just 5-manning bot, but I would still rather just have Syndra picked up mid lane, just play around that mid, have the Galio play bot, grab the farm next to Senna, or maybe just play the traditional support with the, you know, last hit in the creeps, getting the stacks and playing off of that as well. But yeah, nothing super explosive so far, honestly.
Yeah, and this Malphite and Mawkish hovering means that Wukong is gonna go in the jungle, something that we don't really get to see that often. I mean, he still, if I'm not wrong, gets the bonus attack speed when he uses the E, so it can help in clearing, and Malphite into Shen is a pretty fun matchup to see. I mean, nothing special, but last time I saw Malphite against Shen, it was a full AP Malphite, so I'm always hoping when I see Malphite against Shen that he will go full AP. But the problem is that with Karma, with Azir, that will probably not gonna happen, and he's gonna be a full tank top laner. Veigar, however, I mean, it's good into Azir. You can always use the cage to force him to use Flash instead of just using Shifting Sands and running away. But Syndra and Veigar both have a pretty good gank setup for the Graves, and maybe always the Shen and Galio combo can work pretty good. I mean, the main problem in the late game is that they do not have a good split push as the Camille was, so not really sure who will be the target with the Shen and the Galio ults. Sen is not something that actually goes hard into backline. Veigar as well. Maybe Graves, like dash into 5 men's faces, use the Q ulti, get Stand United, get Heroes Entrance, CC lock them so Veigar and Senna can kill them all. So far the draft looks like that, but honestly, if I was the coach, if I was the player, if I was like everything related to these picks, I kind of like Just for Fun's draft a little bit more.
Well, personally, I mean, I play Malphite a lot. It's one of my clearly, you know, favorite picks in the game. I hate it into Shen. Shen just demolishes you. If he has like any clue how to play the matchup whatsoever, he will not win that one taunt and you're completely ripped. You do not outscale him in terms of damage as well. You can go Abyssal Mask and you can go Sunfire, get that sustained damage, but at the same time, Shen will still just completely out damage you, especially if he goes 40 Titanic Hydra. He will have the global presence. Maybe level 7, level 9, you can kill him, but even then, I feel like if he rushes Spectre's Crown, you will not see any damage being dealt there. So, I just think it's going to be very difficult for the Malphite. Veigar will have to get Banshees. That's one thing he will have to get for sure. I don't want to say first item, because he's most likely going to go for the Augment and the GLP, of course, setting up the Gang Smith, but most likely, I would even see second item. I would say before Twin Shadows, get the Banshees. Because if Malphite can freely ult you, he can go through your cage, he is unstoppable, you will be in trouble. So, early Banshees for Tibor, and he should be more than fine. Other than that, I mean, I agree. There's, you know, you have the Shen Galio combo and nobody to throw it on for the lack of better options. Graves will be the target, but you know, you want a Kha'Zix. You want somebody that can just sneak in the backline with the ult, with the jump, and then you just completely clap everybody. They're not gonna have that, but interestingly enough, Domas and Cyrex both going for that teleport. Not having cleanse into Veigar, Galio, Senna, Shen. Honestly, that's horrible. No other word.
Yeah, I mean, they both have some kind of dashes and ways of escaping, so maybe that's the reason why they didn't actually pick any of those cleanses up, but yeah, I like the idea of Veigar just going for the bench as well. I mean, Tibor is playing Veigar. There's no maybe locking on something like Cho'Gath, something like Ari. I mean, Veigar has a pretty easy mechanic. Hit the GLP, hit the W, got the kill. There's probably not gonna be a reason for him to buy Twin Shadows. I mean, you're proccing Glacial Augment once again, so yeah, it's a plus. But honestly, Banshee's Veil can be a pretty good second item, maybe not specifically into Malphite, but also you have a Wukong that can gank the backline really easily with the knockup. You have a Zir that can also come into backline pretty easily with the Emperor's Divide, so Banshee's Veils, Edge of Knights or something like that can actually be a pretty crucial buy for 5 Kings. Lakinter and Patarek actually looked like they lost the first fight, but Lakinter needs to flash for the first blood. It will be taken from Patarek, but now this Senna will be traded back for the Ezreal. Both, if I can call them carries, I mean this is Senna support with Galio being full AP, but Galio got the kill, Ezreal got the kill. First trade of golds is gonna be into favor of 5 Kings, since they got the bonus gold from that. Senna, well, nothing specifically besides that refillable potion in her inventory. Karma only got a control ward. But Shen lands the taunt, got the level 2 before Welcome, and he will force the flash. I'm not really sure why he actually flashed there. Shen wouldn't deal enough damage with auto attacks to kill Welcome. But this is also a problem for Just for Fun. I mean, when Welcome got the split pusher, champion that can carry the game and also performs well, then that's usually a situation where Just for Fun wins the game. Mercenary gonna try and look for the snare, but this Karma is level 1 still. Jinx is gonna get the Qs, gonna get the auto attacks. Lucky is gonna be dead. This Senna hasn't reached level 2 yet, and Syrax need only 1 mystic shot to kill Patarek. That will not happen, and Galio will survive, but Ezreal has 2 kills now with this amount of CS. Not definitely enough for him to buy something extremely good, but maybe if he goes for a few more minions, maybe he can go back for the Sheen instead of the Tear. Focus, gonna try and lock down the Mercenary. This Karma doesn't have the flash, and Focus with the red buff can try and kill Mercenary pretty easily. He didn't find the auto attack reset, but Mercenary will be dead here. Graves taking the solo kill. Now let's see what Kibber can do against Jenks. Also Domus coming from the mid lane, but he's spotted from the ward. Graves is coming from behind, trying to take down this Wukong. Wukong does have the flash, so it shouldn't be easy for Focus to actually take the kill. Jenks is still waiting for the flash to be used, but he will be body blocked by Domus, which means Azir will save Wukong in this situation. And Domus also kept his flash, so no summoners used from Just for Fun, but 5 Kings again using the domination very easily. Onias maybe can try and use the spells in a different order. He's using Qs to give him the bonus AD, after which he dashes into Welcome, and since the sword doesn't go through Malphite, Welcome is not slowed by the Shen Q. And then Onios cannot hit enough auto attacks onto this Malphite. Welcome, flash on cooldown. Graves can actually try and take the killer smoke screen into taunt. That's an easy kill for the Shen. Used pretty good from 5 Kings. Malphite's flash was on cooldown, abusing the Malphite, taking the kill, and first item for Welcome will be the refillable potion into cloth armor. This definitely looks pretty bad for Just for Fun's top laner, and so far 5 Kings getting ahead only in the top lane, in the mid, in the bottom side of the map. Cyrix does have the 2 kills, but Karma has also died 2 times, and this will be her 3rd. Mercenary doing again what he did on the Karma in the previous match, and that's dying 3 times in 5 minutes. But Cyrix does have the Sheen, and let's see what Ezreal can do. 1v2. There's enough CC from them, but he will land another kill for Patarek. If he lands another mystic shot, heal is there from Lakinter. No bonus movement speed, but Domus is here with the Ascent soldiers. Cage from Tibor will not land on the Azir, but he doesn't have Emperor's Divide to run away from here. Shen is coming from behind as well. He has the taunt and the flash. This Azir is probably gonna be dead. Q is there, auto attack is there. Onias take the 2nd kill of the game. Syrax will not be the 3rd guy dying in this bot lane on the side of Just for Fun, but 5 Kings managed to find at least something in this bot lane to actually take the kills, but still this is a 3-0 Ezreal that can actually take some more kills if the fight goes right. Jaxus will flash, but he will find enough damage onto Focus, and now Onio's in some problems. He will find the taunt, he will find the shot on the Ezreal. Good amount of shot on goal, but now he will fight against two guys. Jaxus and Mercenary will probably gonna kill him. He has the Qs, he has the auto attacks, but not enough damage, and this is a 3-0 Wukong with a triple kill on the bot lane. Just for fun, 6 is the total amount of kills on both sides of the team, and we have a 3 kills on the Ezreal, 3 kills on the Wukong. Vikings, so far, they look like a team that can actually maybe get the first loss of the season.
We're gonna say this game is a total fiesta. People constantly keep fighting. And speak about that, yeah, you have your work cut out for you as the play-by-play. But I'm gonna help you out a little bit here. Domus is gonna fall Mercenary. Cannot do much to help, but we're gonna see the fight around the Drake, and Graves actually is gonna get the smite. Senna getting the Wukong, and now 5 Kings taking some control over the game. Finally, for them, Wukong will back off. Of course, after he died, he will be able to afford a full warrior enchantment, but on the other side, Shen, even a level down, even in the wave, still winning trades as long as he keeps auto-attacking. Kind of wants to deny my point there, but we can see how much stronger Shen is here. He can fight in the full wave and still completely demolish the trade.
Well, yeah, when he used W minions, also don't do damage to Shen, so they can try and fight pretty easily. Patarek will chain the CC onto this Ezreal, manages to arc and shift away from the taunt, and now Cyrex can again take the kill on the Senna and the Galio, but Mercenary is pretty low on HP. There's the focus with the collateral damage to secure the kill onto Mercenary. So far, Mercenary definitely the most annoying player for me on this side of Just for Fun, since the amount of kills on this Karma are pretty ugly. 5 Kings take another kill, this time on the Ezreal. Onions doesn't have a way to actually die here, since the Galio ult has been used on the Wukong. Another 3 kills going in to 5 Kings. Ezreal, Karma and the Wukong, all 3 gonna get killed in the bot lane. Although 5 Kings didn't take enough turret plates here or anything else in the bot except the kills, and Shen will stay down on the map, at least for now. He's starting the rotation to the top side of the map, but I'm really sure that he should stay on the bot. Senna and Galio can go top lane with the Graves and just try to contest the Herald, but Shen, is this a gank? Mid gank? This looks like it. Will he land it onto this here? Definitely not. And now he's coming back to bot lane.
Yeah, Shen is going bot side, level 7, quite strong, going for the Titanic Hydra. Domus, meanwhile, trying to scale up, but again, you're fighting Veigar, and just a matter of time before Tibor can connect 2 spells and just completely delete the Azir. Domus can go for an Hourglass, try to react to Veigar ult with his with the Stasis, but will still be pretty difficult. Senna, interestingly enough, yeah, he's going for that full lethality so far on the lane, most likely for the vision control, but he will be the supported character in this game. Patarek will contest vision, meanwhile the rest of 5 Kings getting that Herald pretty much uncontested, and so far again they got the momentum, they got everything they need. They pretty much just have to keep going and keep snowballing, but that's something they've done pretty much the best out of any team here in Baltic Masters, so don't really think they're gonna have too many difficulties trying to snowball it. However, just for fun, try to get some global gold, getting that bottom turret, getting those plates at least. Meanwhile the race is there. Graves needs to stop taking damage so he can actually cast Shelly, but the turret too healthy right now for that to happen, so I think he wants to wait. They can just continue tri-laning here. Even Veigar rotating topside, they're thinking about diving the Malphite. He does have the ultimate, but again, all they want is to get the turret low enough. And now we see a little pause, so I guess we're gonna go into a yeah, the studio segment, but I believe somebody's internet probably crashed. That's gonna be my call, considering that yeah, we didn't get any info, but I'm gonna say somebody's internet died.
Yeah, Just for Fun support disconnected, but I don't see that as a problem. I mean, Mercenary died already 6 times, so just go AFK, you will not die anymore. And
Shots fired.
I mean, the dude has so far, I mean, almost 15 deaths in the last 2 games.
You notice Karma players die a lot. A lot.
I mean, I really don't know. I mean, you're playing Karma Ezreal, like the most safe bot lane Ezreal combo in the world for the past like 5 seasons, and you're still managing to die like 15 times in 2 games. I would understand if he was playing like an Alistar, a Thresh, something that like completely engages to enemy team. You're behind, your team is garbage, and you go in, you die, and like you cannot do. You did your best. You hit the CCs. Your team didn't have enough damage, and yeah, okay, I entered because I tried to make the play. But how are you dying to make the play if you're Karma trying to shield Ezreal and just walking circles?
I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna see if he, maybe that's the reason why he's dying. He keeps DCing. That's at least what I say when I enter my stream. Either way, yeah, we're gonna see if that's gonna be the case, if they're gonna fix the issue. But yeah, I do believe that that's the reason we started a little bit later as well. He was having some issues connecting. That's why they lost their 2 bans as well. So yeah, we're gonna see if he can fix it. But it's a rough thing, man. Sometimes the internet. Not the easiest things to fix fast. Now this time Ask the Caster is probably not going to exist, which means that the problem is going to be a lot more difficult to fix. We can't help them.
I have one question.
Yeah?
Why it will not exist?
You want to help them? I mean, we're going to get the info, sure, we can do that, but yeah, so basically, as soon as we get the info, we can do that, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, only EBL viewers know what Caster's AMA is, so maybe this is a perfect opportunity to actually get this idea transferred to the Baltic Masters as well. Yeah. So the basic point of this is that when somebody has difficulties, doesn't matter if it's internet, if it's a PC, if it's a game bug or anything else. Usually, what happens is the 2 of us do a Q&A with you who are watching the stream, and once we take our phones out and just start asking the questions, the problems get fixed immediately. So yeah, we're a good luck charm for this, and if we start doing it right now, maybe the bug will disappear, so I'm in it to win it.
Sure, why not? You know what, I'm gonna go for it. So yeah, Twitch chat, you can ask questions, whatever you want to know, maybe about us, maybe about the teams, maybe about EBL, EU Masters. Pretty much whatever you want to ask, you're free to do so. We're going to pick the best questions, we're going to answer, hang out with you a little bit, because that's what you do every time we have a...
yeah, get a chance to know us. I mean,
exactly.
We are new guys for this viewership, so maybe...
That is quite true.
Where are we from? Serbia.
Yeah, pretty much both from Serbia, from the studio. They're asking, why is Senna not farming? So basically, the way Senna works in the bot lane is she gets plenty of gold through her, both her passive and through the support item, and then that way you can actually run different things with Senna. For example, the Galio, it is often to see the Tahm Kench as well. Sometimes you see the Wukong, but basically she is the supportive carry. No matter if you farm or if you funnel into somebody else through your passive, you scale enough. Eventually, you hit the late game point where you have enough damage, so you're going to be useful. But then you're going to have another character that's useful, more useful rather, like the Galio that's actually picking up the farm. There you go.
Yeah. Parain asked, how old do you have to be to participate in Baltic Masters? I mean,
16 I think is the
I think 16 is, yeah, 16 is usually like the bottom gap for every single league that you can play in. So yeah, let's say 16 is a right answer.
Yeah, we're gonna go like back and forward, I think.
Where is Serbia? Dude, Google it. Like,
it's not Siberia, I can tell you that much.
It's not Siberia, it's not Syria, it's not anything that sounds like that. So
it's Balkans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Balkans.
12, but I will win easily. Well, we'll see that in 4 years.
Well, in how much?
4.
Oh,
he said
4.
he's
Yeah,
12,
okay,
so
okay,
yeah, we'll
fair
see
enough,
that in 4 years.
So yeah, Kaigon saying thank you, so she isn't trolling. No, they actually really want to win because, again, top 2 get to go to EU Masters. They get both teams here from the Baltic Masters. They get into the plane spot. Plane is traditionally super hard to get out of.
Especially this year.
Yeah, but normally when you get out of the planes, you're like almost guaranteed top 4. That's kind of the history of EU Masters. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but again, you get to represent your region in front of the strongest European teams. And that, with itself, I mean, it gives you some cash prizes, of course, but, there's some pride behind it as well. You're playing for your region. That probably feels pretty amazing.
Yeah. Who wins ranked on Jax matchup? Honestly, it's a skill matchup, but I would say Jax, in my opinion. I mean, he's the ultimate scaling silent champion with the Camille, with the Fiora, but Renekton, he's good in the side lane, but honestly, Jax destroys him pretty good in the late game.
So I'm gonna go for... Wait, I found one good. Okay, so the favorite Baltic Masters team. To be fair, again, I like Saulius. Saulius used to play pro. When I played pro back in the days, like Season 4, Season 5, I think he's a really good player. So, I mean, totally unbiased caster here, but I'm gonna see Iron Wolves. I think they're pretty fun.
Yeah, I would say the same, not because I played pro and Saulius did, but because he played in EBL last season and he was pretty impressive. Also, as a player that has been playing League of Legends for a lot of years, he does play my favorite million champion, which is Aris. So he like bought me as his fan, and now I'm here to support him and cheer for him. So far they have looked pretty good, and maybe that will work pretty well for them in the future. What role on champs do we main?
His name is Jinx. That's rigged 100%.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really play League that much. He does. He's an AD carry main, but when I do, I play support, mostly aggressive things like Thresh, Blitzcrank, Nautilus, sometimes Braum, Alistar. I mean, depending on the meta, but if we don't count the meta, I always play Thresh. So let's say that's a good answer to this question.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm an AD carry main. I've been playing League for 10 years, so I'm
same.
Old as time itself. And I mean Jinx.
My first ranked game was played like season 2 maybe. I don't really remember. I know that I was placed in Bronze 3 in my first ranked season, and I was like really sad. I really didn't have any ambition of like going pro, casting tournaments, anything. I just don't like being a loser. So I went like to the ranking system, and they saw Bronze 3, and I was like, this is like the third worst rank. I gotta rank up. So then I started grinding, playing like 1,000 games a year, and here I am.
Yeah. Actually, my first game was in pre-season 1. It was, I believe, it was 4 days after they gave UFO Corki, so I will never forget it because I was super sad I'm not gonna get that skin. And I got placed in silver, and I got to gold in my first season, and then diamond the second one, challenger in 3, 4, and 5, and now I'm Hearthstone diamond. That relates into the other question of what rank we are. I'm right now diamond 2 on West. I just can't. I'm an AD carry. Okay, we're useless. That's what I'm saying. I have a better win rate playing Cho'Gath and Malphite top lane than AD carries bot lane, but that's just something I tell myself because I can't get to Masters or Challenger like I used to. So yeah. Hearthstone Diamond 2 on West. What can I do? I'm trying.
I'm a Hearthstone Platinum since I play like 30 games a year. So I will say I'm a Platinum, but okay. Question for Sana: why does your team always beat Michkos on Gamescom? My team is inting. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he has always been like a better player historically. Like he hit the better ranks than me. He did play pro, I didn't. He does play the game on a regular basis by streaming, playing solo queue, playing flex and everything. And I'm like sitting at home playing single player games, so I don't get tilted by being a match with randoms. So yeah, he's in a better form. I come there to play just for like the viewers, for people to maybe for summer to get a chance to play with us. And yeah, that's why I'm completely underperforming. And I don't care at all. Except at that point, because I hate losing, so I get tilted. But like,
that's true.
Few hours after that, I'm like, who gives a who nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, just for fun. And actually, I think that's something that's that a lot of other like lands should do. I think it's amazing to just, if you think about it from like a fan's point of view, when you come to a LAN event, basically what we do, for those of you that don't know, in our LAN events, normally we hold a show match of, two casters. We have Team Michko, Team Siena, and the audience, the viewers, actually from the stage or from the venue can get up on the stage, play exactly where the players will play in like half an hour or an hour or 7 hours, depending on the schedule, and they actually get to play on stage, being recorded, being streamed, and we have a little grudge match of a best of 3, I believe we usually play.
Yeah, best of 3.
Yeah, so it's basically fun. And you're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, your problems are fixed, and now we can go to the Malphite dive. The top laner from Just for Fun is gonna get killed by the 3-man stack for 5 kings, with also this turret in the top lane being secured as the first tower of the game. Herald is there, Focus is there, Lakinter and Patarek as well. This is a fair amount of bonus gold going into 5 kings' wallets. 3,000 gold lead against Just for Fun, even though Ezreal and Wukong got pretty fed in the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game. So far, 5 kings do look as a better team.
Yeah, we did fix the whatever issues they were having. It is now pretty much fixed. But either way, 1 minute till the Drake. 5 kings should just rotate bot side. Meanwhile, Tibor not even flashing, just walking out. Dom is completely whiffing that ultimate, putting them in a somewhat bad spot. So Thomas will not have the ult. in 1 minute, or rather less than that. Infernal is going to spawn in. 5 Kings, they are pretty much set to fight. I do admit Onions, though, doesn't really have the ideal farm, only 54 CS. He was rotating a lot, teleporting, ulting all over the place, getting those kills, so he will still have more gold than the Malphite, but in a fight right now, Welcome will still be pretty useful. He just needs some follow-up, because he doesn't have that much damage in his ultimate to kill that Vigar if he ults in the back line. 5 Kings in a perfect spot, and I'm not sure what justforfun can do in this fight, because again, if they contest, if they get ace, they lose another turret, they lose some more plates, it's gonna be pretty bad for them.
Yeah, also the second Drake of the game has been spawned right now in focus. Patrick Elakiter can also take another objective on the map. Shen so far cannot do much. Welcome is rotating to, I'm not really sure where, but Welcome is running away from his turret, which means that we will have Caster's Q&A part 2 in this game, maybe. Let's see what will happen there, but so far the Drake is gonna be taken. Malphite still not running back to his lane, which means that we're back. Hello.
Yeah, so if you have more questions, we're just gonna carry on where we left off. I mean, yeah, it's, again, internet, it's a tricky thing, and sometimes it just doesn't work. There's nothing you can do about it. So we're gonna, I turned off my Twitch app and everything. We gotta...
Well, nothing special can...
That's
yeah, we got a
Twitch.
question. Do we think that Iron Wolves can beat 5 Kings? Yes. And Jabutikaba asked, why is Jabutikaba the best mid laner in Baltic Masters?
That's literally Shanghai of Baltics. Shanghai asking, why do you like Shanghai the most?
Yeah. So who's your favorite Fortuna guy and why Shanghai?
And why is it me, basically, is what he's asking. So yeah, that's... And he has a cool name. We're not pronouncing it, but he has a cool name. From now on, you'll be Robert, because I'm pretty sure that's your real name. Because I read it on the TV there.
Nice.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's the same thing with Adrian in EBL. And his Marichuchiachia name, or whatever it is.
I heard someone on the mic check calling him Marachuka.
Marachuka. Oh, we can pronounce that. Yeah.
I mean, seems like more legit than my Marasiuka or whatever I'm pronouncing it. I'm really not sure.
Oh, by the way, for everybody looking at Twitch, just look at this emote, boys. Just tell me, is that not the best emote you've seen on Twitch? It's totally not related to the caster Q&A, but it's my face and it's awesome. That's what I'm saying. That emote is so good. It literally never gets old. I added it 5 years ago. Still awesome. Thank you.
Cursed emote.
It's the best. Thank you.
Mighty Rolf says, have a balloon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I wish we had a balloon here.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Maybe we're going to get the balloon one day. He sent it to fly over here. Next caster standing with a balloon. And that face from the emote.
Well, so far we have a Timo.
Oh, yeah, Joel. Yeah, shrooms.
He has a lot of shrooms, so he's ungankable so far.
It's true, it's true. Good map awareness. We have the... What is this?
Poro?
Poro?
I mean, it's a Poro, but it doesn't look like something a Poro.
It's like a snow Poro. Pretty sure there's the...
I'm not really sure that's a snow Poro, because Poro is already a snow one with being completely white.
Maybe it's maybe it's a different kind of Poro. We'll find out.
Do we make predictions before the day starts? Well, like, we get to see which games are gonna be played today, or at any day. But like, we're not agreeing or disagreeing on purpose. Like, at the time when I say this team is gonna win, he says that team is gonna win. That's the first time that anybody hears what we think about it. So it's not like
it's not rigged.
Yeah, it's not predictable. It's not rigged. It just like very often happens that we agree or disagree or something. So yeah, we'll see if that will like happen again that often. I mean, we trusted Kenty and we failed a lot.
Yeah, to be fair, that was more of a, they're 0-4. I mean, you kind of want him to get a win. So, we were cheering them on for there. But, yeah, it's for the sake of, I feel like, for the show itself, it's a lot better if we don't know who we thinks, who each other well, my English is perfect right now. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we don't know what the other person thinks. Therefore, when they actually say it, we get authentic reaction, and we can actually, you know, kind of put our points on the table of why do we think, you know, Kenty is going to win or the other team. If we do it before the show, then we might just accidentally talk about it in the break, and then there's going to be less of a surprise factor, and I feel like an honest narrative in the show itself. So that's why we don't talk about, you know, the predictions before the actual desk segment.
I really like Baltic Masters players coming into Twitch chat and asking who's the best player in their position. Top 4 best first pick champs. Ooh, interesting question, honestly. Well, in this meta, Aphelios, Syndra, Graves, and maybe Ezreal, Varus. Something like that.
I think it depends on the region as well. I think like most regions have like their flavor picks. I would agree with Aphelios and Syndra being just like overall very powerful.
Varus, since he's like in every single region beside Baltic Master, he is like 100% pick and ban ratio. So maybe Varus, Aphelios, Syndra, and the other picks like are different in every single region. So.
Just a small tip. So before you ask why am I the best mid laner in Baltic, you should just say like, oh, these casters are awesome, and then you should ask the question. We're probably gonna, you know, I mean, if we're pumping egos here, I'm not gonna shy away from a compliment either way. Yeah, the phone's Shanghai has the technical details.
I want to answer this question. Any cheesy picks you expect but haven't seen yet? No mid. Okay.
I'm gonna agree actually. I think, well, the problem with Nuno mid again is that in competitive, when you can actually tell somebody he's coming top lane level 1, he's most likely not gonna die. The reason why it's working in solo queue as well is because people don't communicate, and you can ping 11 times and you're still gonna die, but in competitive it will not happen. Yeah, Robert just became a favorite mid laner. He's the first one that says casters are true by Astro. Thank you, dude. I really do appreciate it. You're just the best, man. Did you see that echo? That was just spot on. The aggression, so good rotations, map awareness. I mean, you had the vision down. You completely outplayed him. You're just good, man. What can I tell you? Just that was amazing echo gameplay. I do have to admit.
Who's better, Gab or Welcome? Ooh, honestly, Gabo stomps every single game. We've seen only Welcome being good on set. So Welcome, you still have some games to play on a very high level for me to be impressed.
That's true, but if you agree, and Gabo agrees, you play one-on-one, we're going to cast it. Any time of day, we're going to come out and cast, and let's make a show, but I do believe you are back into the game, and that's exactly what's going to happen as the casters with the clutch once again. Meanwhile, 5 Kings with the Infernal Drake shoving that mid lane, getting only 2 plates, maybe one more than that. I'm going to see, but Jenksas thinking about the engage. He is quite strong with the Warrior enchantment, but using their head pretty strong as well. Wukong throwing the ult.
Yeah, Galio is here. He will land the knock-up on the Azir, but Tibor has already taken the kill. Welcome lands the unstoppable force on the back line of 5 Kings, but nobody's helping this Malphite. This will be the double kill for the Veigar, and now the whole Just for Fun team has to let this turret die, although Ezreal is pretty healthy as well as the Azir, so they can try to protect him with the poke they have, but Shen is trying to hit the taunt flash combo. Let's see who will actually follow him up. Galio doesn't really have a chance at that. Every ulti is on cooldown as well, and 5 Kings will not take the turret, nor more kills, but definitely 3 kills on the Veigar, 4 kills on the Graves, and we already saw in the previous game how fed and strong a good Shen can be, and Onion so far is doing exactly that. Almost completed Titanic Hydra, which means every single time he tries to fight 1v1 against anybody on the side of Just for Fun, he will destroy them in the ultimate skill duel. Now let's see. Yeah, he did complete it. He got the third Ruby Crystal for his itemization, boots, and the cloth armor, which means Onio's whichever lane he goes, maybe only the Azir cannot die from him because of the Shifting Sands Emperor's Divide combo, which can help Domus escape. Antonio's killing Wukong, killing Karma, Ezreal, Malphite. Everybody is an easy target at this moment.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Once again, 5 Kings feeling pretty good. Grabbing those kills, grabbing those objectives. Of course, thinking about getting that Cloud Soul as well against the Ezreal. Cloud Soul is gonna be pretty effective getting that regen in. And Tibor so far, once again, just having a completely free early game on that Veigar. Will scale incredibly. I'm, once again, quite curious whether he's going to go for the Twin Shadows and just try to be even more annoying with the slows, or he's just gonna say, okay, I really need the Banshees. I do not want Malphite to engage with the ult. It is kind of risky because if Domas can recognize the Banshees being built, he can actually opt to go for the Luden's Echo and just try to pop the Banshees with the passive, or rather, yeah, the passive effect of it. But normally, Azir players, they're just gonna grab that Nashers to have the little bit more of a DPS increase, and of course if they're found in a side lane, they're gonna kill the turrets that much faster. Cyrax needs to be pretty careful. He is quite strong, he has 3 kills, but you're playing a Veigar. If he lands a stun, you're most likely dead. Of course, Azrael does have the advantage of being able to jump out of the actual cage, so as long as he doesn't get insta-stunned, he should be more than fine to get out of there. Tibor, 2 more basic attacks, and this is 1 more turret. Karma, Lee Sin reconnecting, and we should be good to go. But once again, Vikings, pretty clean. They understand the win conditions, they understand the rotations. They are on point for every objective, which is also pretty important. We can see the Herald already being taken down. And of course, it's going to give them a good 30 seconds to reset if they want to. Go towards the dragon area, set up the vision, clean up the enemy wards, and just be ready to grab that dragon number 3. And then, of course, 5 minutes in, you'll be able to get the soul, opening up for an early Elder, opening up for a potential, not necessarily even a Baron, but if you have the Ocean Soul, you can start the Baron, take some damage, you see they're coming, you can back off, hit a couple of minions or heroes, heal up, and then just do it all over again. So that extra regen is going to give you so many more opportunities in terms of what you can do on the map, and that's exactly what you're looking forward to. So we are going to see the reset. Once again, we can look at Tibor now, just going into the jungle, trying to figure out what he can do. Sadly, he doesn't actually have any vision, but the Scryer's Bloom is there, and that's something he should have probably procced before he went into the sneak mission. It's not as sneaky if they can see you.
Well, to be fair, if he lands the GLP slow, that will be the kill on the Karma, so wards or no wards, Tibor can still one-shot people if he gets a good chance for that. He didn't clear another ward in the enemy Thrybush. Now Patrick trying to find maybe a good engage opportunity here. Focus does have the flash and the dash on the Graves. So far the only guy in the enemy backline that can actually go in and get the hero's entrance as well at the Stand United. Syrax in the top lane will get the second turret for Just for Fun. The main problem with that is that Just for Fun will get some bonus gold from that, but with the Azrael TP being on cooldown, 5 Kings will get their 3rd Drake of this game. In 5 minutes they can take the Ocean Soul through Shobarashu. Was close, but not close enough. This will be a 3rd Drake for 5 Kings, and now, honestly, I'm not really liking the Ocean Soul here. I mean, Senna, yeah, she does heal a lot, but Veigar, Galio, Shen, not that good of amount of healing, but, I mean, they will still heal a lot, despite not having, like, good healing champions. Ocean Soul does provide a fair amount of healing, so even Tibor as Veigar can stay alive a little bit longer. He didn't go for the Banshee's Veil as we mentioned in the champ select, but with the Malphite being like 0-3 and not a single completed item, fully completed item yet, and lack of damage on Just for Fun, honestly there is no reason for him to actually go for it. But the first time he gets killed by the full ult combo from Just for Fun, he will have to take it. He will have to think about it.
Yeah, I think even now maybe no Magic Mantle wouldn't be too bad. Onions on the other side going for... I'm not quite sure if he's actually rushing the Randian's Omen. I must admit, again, I do not like that. There's no crit on the other side, so... I mean, they don't even have an Aphelios or like a Nash or something that can actually crit. A little bit confused, I must admit, unless he decides to opt for a Deadman's Plate and then just turn that Warden's Mail into like a...
Tormail?
Yeah.
That's the only that's the only option besides Randy's Omen.
Yeah, Tormail. I believe Frozen Heart as well, but I mean that just doesn't make sense on chat. Either way, we're gonna see what his plan is. So far, it seems that he's just rushing the anti-crit item. Tibor, focus, Hackinter as well. Just getting that move of Shen. He's gonna go for the aggressive taunt, but again, he's so beefy, 2.4k health. even if he makes a small mistake, he's not gonna get punished as hard. So, let's see what happens there. The Herald is gonna be shown mid lane. Shelly will smack into the tier 2, grabbing that for 5 kings. And as we can see here, 35 seconds till the Baron, not something we're gonna see contested most likely. Meanwhile, Focus taking some damage from Janxas, but will get healed right away. They are contesting the red buff as well. I love how they, as soon as they get the lead, they keep pushing everything. That's what I want to see. They're just walking up Mercenary Force to use his Summoner Flash. And with that, the red buff is going to be gone. And once again, 5 Kings take a small lead.
Yeah, definitely not much, but Patarek managed to find the taunt on the Janxas. Still lacking to ignore the focus. Or Tibor can actually do something about this Wukong. I mean, with the optimization of Black Cleaver, he does have a pretty good amount of CDR and some more HP. But again, the problem is this whole enemy team with 5 Kings that has a lot of damage and Wukong cannot kill them all. They do have a really fair amount of AoE damage. Wukong's knockup is actually an AoE, Ezreal Trusha Barrage, Emperor's Divide, Unstoppable Force, everything that can be used from the side of Just for Fun actually does AoE damage. But with Shen being in the front line, some of those things cannot hit that easily and kill. Guys on the side of 5 Kings, Tibor managed to find the stun with the slow. Domas pretty low with HP, and I was expecting Tibor to use the GLP a little bit more earlier. Anyways, Domas will survive with the flash being burned down. On the other side, Tibor, the only thing he had to use was the GLP as well as the Twin Shadows. Now Summoner used from 5 Kings mid laner. They have a pretty good goal lead, almost 6k. And they will be waiting for the next Drake to spawn. 50 seconds is the timer on that objective. After which they secure the Ocean Soul. With the Ocean Soul they can easily take the Baron buff. Focus so far is not out-farming the Wukong. And he is also the same level as Janxas, so Janxas is holding up pretty well. Which means that if 5 Kings try to fight for the Baron before actually committing to a fight or something, it will be probably 50-50. Just for fun. They are the first team around this Dragon Pit. 20 seconds till the next Drake gets spawned on the map. Shen is split pushing on the top side of the map. I mean, he does have the Titanic Hydra, Ninja Tabby, and Randuin's Omen gonna be completed for this Shen. And Focus face checking the bush with Wukong being inside. Azir is always there, but a huge amount of shield is gonna be used on the Focus. Taunt from Shen not gonna land, as well as the Galio knockups. Now they will force the whole Just for Fun team to just run away. Xerox did not do enough damage with the two-shot barrage. This Fear of the Goddess is stacked, but he doesn't land enough Mystic shots. Janxas doesn't have the knockup, as well as Domas, as well as Welcome. Everything used from the side of Just for Fun, at least when it comes to ultimates. Focus cannot try and catch Domas flash from Tibor into GLP. This will be enough damage from the Veigar. Kill is gonna be happen on the Mercenary, and Janxas will stay alive. Now let's see who can win the smite. But Focus has the stopwatch to remain alive for a few more seconds. Nobody will kill him on the side of Just for Fun, but Janxas still the Drake. No Ocean Soul for the 5 Kings, and now let's see what Azir can do. He's pretty low in HP. He needs one more attack here, but he's not gonna die. And now Patarek against Janxas and Xerox gonna be dead. Just for Fun take the win here. They did take 1 kill more. They did secure the Drake. 5 Kings, even though the whole Just for Fun team did not have any single ultimate, they still lost this fight. And also Focus did have the smite, didn't use it on the Drake. No Ocean Soul for 5 Kings.
Yeah, this was the perfect time for Just for Fun to come back into this game if they want to stay competitive, because once again, if they lost the soul, they would be in a world of hurt like this. They're in a much better spot. They have the teamfight comp, they have the Malphite, they have the Wukong, they have the Azir, Ezreal and Karma as well, so quite a decent composition. Meanwhile, 5 Kings, they have to make sure that their stuff lands. If everything connects, they're going to be quite good, but still, at least, Veigar did not fall. He is going for the death cap, does not want to go for Banshees, doesn't care about the Malphite, doesn't care about anything in this game. He just wants pure damage, 530 ability power. 24 minutes into the game. So Tibor, he knows the longer this game goes on, the stronger he will become. The cooldown on the W as well, every 50 stacks it goes down, so pretty much eventually it will just rain dark matter. Thomas grabs the blue buff, meanwhile Wukong will be in some trouble, but he will manage to back off the clone, dealing so much damage to Focus as well as the Azir. Tibor doing some damage, and the Wombo combo comes there, and Tibor deletes Azir, and that's with 2.5 items.
Yeah, that's a problem for the Azir at this point. I mean, Domus is doing pretty well with this Azir. Perfect positioning, few Sand Soldiers, few out attacks with them, and every single guy on the 5 Kings is put pretty low with the Sand Soldier damage. But the biggest problem for the Azir is the fact that Tibor can actually just come, run to him, run to his face, use the spells, and actually kill him down. Welcome does not have the Malphite ultimate at this point, and 5 Kings, even though that trade did happen, they did not get a chance to actually take this Baron. Still, 5k gold lead remains for the 5k. It's a symbolic lead, obviously. Tibor is recalling, and he will probably get the Raven's Deathcap here, unless he maybe sells something to get some more gold. Yeah, he's waiting a little bit longer, got the Raven's Deathcap, and now everybody can die easily, even this Malphite. I mean, Welcome only has 1 Negatron Cloak and the Crystal with 2.3k HP. Honestly, for Tibor, lands the GLP, lands the W, Q ulti. That's a pretty dead rock.
Exactly, Tibor will be having a blast here. Meanwhile, just for fun, hoping to get another perfect team fight, hoping to basically see all the points stack up in their favor. Focus, the Black Cleaver, of course, can actually be very good in an extended fight, but again, he needs to make sure he doesn't get wombo combo because Azir will completely shred him, Karma will shred him, even Malphite can do a decent amount of damage. Since the lack of magic resist is definitely there, Tibor will grab the blue buff. Just carry on, spamming Ws to check stuff, why the hell not? Lackinter, meanwhile, playing that supportive role so far, him and Galio. They're offering the utility. They're not quite carrying true damage, but again, they have the utility. Galio has the taunt, has the potential AoE knock-up and the magic damage shield, so overall, he is not that weak. And then even Shen with the Satanic Hydra and almost 3000 health will be doing quite a lot of damage. Pathetic. Has a little bit of armor, but Ezreal still does a good chunk of damage, so he does have to be careful. Still, just for fun, just looking for that group. Malphite wants to ult. The only question is, can he find that perfect 5-man ult?
Yeah, he's gonna be looking for that, but the problem is that nobody will be that close to each other for him to actually land the perfect 5-man knockup, and the guy that gets hit by the Malphite ulti will probably also get the Stand United at the hero's entrance. So shield, damage reduction, and Galio Shen teleporting to the target means that Just for Fun will not win the fight that easily. Maybe if Azir started as the first guy to engage instead of Malphite and maybe hit a good Emperor's Divide into Malphite knockup, maybe then 5 Kings will not have a good counterplay. Malphite will lose half of his HP, and Welcome is dead before even getting a chance to use his ultimate. Jaxus is now forced to run away, but Lackinder will secure the second kill for him. Double for the Senna, and now 5 Kings with 2 guys being dead, with 2 probably biggest engages from the side of Just for Fun. Being on the death timer means that 5 Kings now can secure this Drake without contest. Smite is there, Smite is dead, which means Focus can't take this Dragon. 5 Kings taking that Ocean Soul 5 minutes after honestly was expected from them to be taken, at least in my opinion, but with 2 kills on Senna with this Ocean Soul, everybody will heal a lot. Tibor, as we can see, 22 HP. He's getting every single second, which is honestly for Veigar a lot, and I cannot think how much Shen, Senna, Graves, and everybody else that is healing a little bit more will be getting in this game. But this Death Dance for the Ezreal definitely cannot do much against 5 Kings. Tibor only has one job now. He managed to fight the Magi, and the first person getting hit by the Veigar ulti will be dead. Malphite also, we saw it, not tanky enough for anybody on the side of 5 Kings. Onios, honestly, I don't really care what he builds. He doesn't. Is it going to be Randy's Dormant, Tormail, Adaptive Helm, whatever he builds, he will get the kill. Focus can try and focus down Jenks, as he will get a few auto attacks before Shen using the Stand United and hitting the taunt. Not really sure why they were trying to chase down Wukong that much, but with the kill on the Wukong, again, Smiter is dead on the side of Just For Fun, which means that 5 Kings can once again take this Baron. Now they're trying to focus down the Galio. Domus is gonna be the first target from the 5 King support, but he will flash away using the Emperor's Divide as well. Ulti on the Azir is on the cooldown. Wukong is dead. This looks like a pretty free Baron for 5 Kings. Malphite does have the ultimate. Now let's see what Just For Fun can do to contest this. Welcome. Use the Unstoppable Force. Pretty good now. He will land the knockup, but will not secure the Baron. And also Sirix did not have the true Show Barrage to actually try to outdamage the Smite. Welcome will be the first guy dying. Onios and Focus trying to catch everybody else. Flash, taunt hitting the Ezreal. Knockup from the Galio will not land on the AD carry, but he will die. Anyway, Domus doesn't have quite a good of escape route. He does have the passive, but look at the damage from the Tibor. He managed to burst down 80% of Domus's HP, and now Patrick will secure the kill with the Q. Shen landed the taunt, managed to fight the Mercenary, but no kills for the Shen, at least not now. But 5 Kings do have 3 guys more on the map alive at this point of the game, and with the Baron buffs, this looks like a honestly, game. I mean, Malphite is respawning in 10 seconds, but Malphite doesn't have the ulti. Even if he did have Unstoppable Force, Jenxus and the Mercenary probably cannot kill 5 guys on the side of 5 Kings, which means 5 Kings can take the win from this push. Shen is pretty tanky, so he can tank the turret without minions actually dying there. Now let's see what Jenxus can do. He will find the knockup in the backline, but not enough damage for Tibor to be dead. This Wukong will die for the 6th time in this game. Welcome and Mercenary not gonna be able to do anything. Ezreal also respawned using the Shroud Barrage, but Baron creeps are pretty tanky even for this Ezreal. Stun will land on the Ezreal, even though he actually used Arcane Shield to run away. Domus is here with the Sand Soldiers. Can he clear the minion waves? Definitely doesn't look like it. Focus does a good amount of damage with his auto attacks, and there's the collateral damage to secure the double kill. Welcome is gonna be the 3rd guy dying, and Syrax is the only remaining player alive. 5 Kings still also remain the only undefeated team as they go 5-0.
Five Kings have their crowns still. They are an undefeated team and the only undefeated team here at the Baltic Masters. They take this win. It seemed like at one point they could have lost it, but 5 Kings take it easily. Guys, what kind of a game did we just watch? 5 Kings at one point, it seemed like Just For Fun was playing a really good game. And they had everything they needed. But what was the problem, Michko? Did it happen in the draft phase? We again saw that Veigar now picked by 5 Kings. On the other hand, we saw that the Just For Fun, it seemed like they went for some kind of scaling. Is that right?
Well, I mean, this was, in my opinion, like a semi-fiesta. I mean, the game started pretty, in a pretty fast way. I mean, a lot of kills during the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game. Yep. Ezreal and Wukong both were on the killing spree, and that's the time when I actually thought that Just For Fun has a chance at this game. Then they started forcing fights. By being ahead, they wanted to actually snowball the game even more, which ended up in them like losing completely the lead and actually coming behind from the 5 Kings because Shen, once he hit level 6, he always TP'd down. Veigar also used his teleports to go bot lane, and everybody from the 5 Kings was constantly on the bottom side of the map. On the other side, Malphite, yeah, he doesn't work into Shen that well. After he completely fell behind against the Shen, he had only one job in the fight, and that was hit the ulti. Some of the times during the fights that actually didn't happen because he was killed before actually using the unstoppable force. And just for fun, I don't really want to say that they threw the lead because this game didn't like last for 50 minutes and they were like stomping the 45 and then they entered and lost the game. But they had a pretty good start and then they just started like playing completely different from the way they played in the first 5 minutes, and 5 Kings took the game, which looked like pretty easy.
Saina, do you think that they were like taken emotionally at that point when they had the lead? When you have the lead against 5 Kings, you know you're trying to defeat a team that's undefeated right now, and you have the lead. Do you need someone to keep you calm and tell you, okay, let's play our game? It seemed like Just for Fun didn't have anyone on their side to tell them that. It seemed like they were, as Michko said, forcing fights. They didn't seem like the team that they were in the first 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, I just feel like Just for Fun decided to play the game of 5 Kings because 5 Kings is normally the team that keeps fighting constantly. It doesn't matter if they're behind, if they're ahead, they're always going to force fights, and they feel pretty confident in them as well. So, you know, they just want to play that game, and Just for Fun, I feel like from the beginning of the game kind of accepted that, which was weird to me because they picked Malphite, and we saw Malphite, doesn't matter, you're one level up, you're level 6, Shen is level 5, you're in your own wave, you're still losing the fights. That's kind of the problem they had, is not all of their picks were made to fight early on into the game. Ezreal and so if he rushes the Shin, which he did, but again, then, you know, he's delaying the Muramana. Azir as well, like Hero wants to scale. So I feel like maybe their game plan wasn't bad, but their picks weren't really suited for that, and you know, it just felt to me like they should scale, they should wait for the Azir, wait for the Malphite, then, you know, in the later stages of the game, end up, you know, playing well.
Yeah, Tibor was here, was the MVP of this match. He's once again MVP. I think this is his second or third MVP title, and he seemed to be performing really well for his team, for the 5 Kings. And now we saw him on something that we didn't see from him. Am I right?
We saw it last game, and yeah, this is.
Do you think that he's doing a lot on that Veigar pick?
Well,
should it be banned against Tibor?
Well, yes and no at the same time. I mean, Tibor was not like hard carrying the game, but he's playing the Veigar, so once he completes the items and presses one button, one guy is dead. So, I mean, he is doing a really good job with the pick. Veigar can be punished if he gets hard camped. Nobody has done that so far because the mid-jungle synergy from the 5 Kings is pretty good. And usually, with the focus, aggressive style in the jungle and Tibor playing Veigar, Syndra, something that has a lot of CC, it usually ends up for 5 Kings that are the team that take a lot of kills in the mid lane. So nobody punishes the Veigar from Tibor. Even if they ban the Veigar, he can still play. As I mentioned, Syndra, he can go for something else. They had a lot of CC, and the skill is pretty good. So I'm not really sure that banning Veigar will result in something. But yeah, it is a problem. It should be banned.
We'll go ahead and talk to Senna of this match. The bot lane. Let's see how was it on the bot lane. Lakinter, congratulations on another victory. An undefeated team. How do you feel after this Just for Fun game?
It's great. We have proven that we can beat everyone, and that feels good. No one has looked really scary, so we're just looking to take the trophy home.
Do you think that some teams learned how you play when you played against them? Since from on our next round, we're gonna go on that second part of round robin, and do you think some teams might even take you down?
Not really. I feel like the only team that's gonna be slightly different is Iron Wolves, because they had some roster changes. But I don't think it's anything too scary. We'll just have to adapt our draft a bit, and it will be fine.
And that bot lane, Senna and Galio, how did you, I mean, was it something that you came up during the draft, or you planned it, you played it before?
It's something we have played before, and we feel really comfortable playing.
And we saw that Just for Fun were taking the lead at some point in that 5-minute mark, or even to the 10-minute mark. How did you guys feel into the game? Did you know that you're gonna eventually outplay Just for Fun and take them down in their Nexus?
Yeah, I was fairly confident that we were gonna win, because I think we have 5 better players in every position, and I'm really confident that even if one guy has a bad game, the teammates will be able to carry, and there was never a doubt in my mind that we would win.
It sounds really convincing. Lucky, thanks for the interview, and have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah, he relies on his team. That's really nice to hear, right?
Seems pretty relaxed.
Well,
Yeah.
he took the Senna, so basically he was like, okay, team, carry me, I'm gonna heal you from the back line.
yeah. Well, he took some kills, right? With the ultimate.
Yeah, he did.
That was a good time, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and see the scoreboard. Let's see if there were some changes. Now we know that on the top there weren't any changes. Just 5 Kings are now 5-0. Just for Fun are 4-1. Iron Wolves. Just for Fun is 4-2. Am I right? They just lost the game. Iron Wolves are 3-2.
Just for Fun is also 3-2.
3-3.
3-2.
3-2, okay. Yeah, they didn't win the game, so it's 3-2. Iron Wolves are now 3-2. Also, so we have 3 teams. We have a 3-way tie. That's what we talked about. Just for Fun being on that, it's a small glitch here, but the 3 teams are on 3-2. So we have a 3-way tie on our halfway through. We'll see who goes ahead, because you think who's the best team that can go ahead here? Is it Just for Fun, Iron Wolves, or Estonian Vipers?
Wolves.
Wolves? Yeah, I was just about to say that with Rooster changes, do you think that Wolves can go ahead and be on that second position, even maybe contest the first?
Well, yeah, I mean, second or third, it doesn't really matter that much, because you're still playing. If you're second, you're playing against the third team. If you're third, you're playing against the second. The most important thing is not to beat the fourth, because you're going to play against the 5 Kings, which you want to evade as much as you can. Also, Team Infamous, Kenty, not really sure if they have any chances. Kenty, maybe we can completely agree that they have no chance at making playoffs. Infamous, yeah, they need 2 wins, but they're playing for the top 4 spot against 4 teams against which they lost all their games. So they have to win against every single one of them to make playoffs, and then again win against all of those teams in the tiebreakers to actually be top 4. So I don't want to be that pessimistic, but it's honestly I would have to be crazy to be optimistic about it.
Yeah. It's more like be realistic, because it's really hard for that to happen, right? Guys, thanks for tonight. It was I think we saw fine games. This last one was a hell of an action. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our last game of the night, which saw 5 Kings still an undefeated team. They are now 5-0 after our 5 rounds. Right now we are on a halfway of Baltic Masters. Of course, don't be sad, because we're finishing. We are here from 7 o'clock tomorrow. So tune in of round 6 Baltic Masters. Have a good night.
Pair of jeans, a shirt or 2. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. was a year away. Like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough,